Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Red Hare Inn. Grab a pint, take a seat, and let's catch back up on Dust to Dust, our spoopy, witchy-themed mini-series here. So before we start jumping in and setting the stage for our mini-series finale, let's go ahead. I'm going to go around the horn, and I want to give all my players a minute to do a quick shout out who you are, who you're playing tonight. We'll do longer, more of where everyone can find you after this because I know everyone wants to see more of you because I do. Let's go ahead and immediately start out with Shelby.
Knew it. Every single time. Yes, my name is Shelby, aka Wish Warlock, and tonight I will be playing Jules Devereaux, the very hesitant, not scared halfling who has a gaggle of aunties always on her all the time because she can never do anything right.
Always. All right, Lizzie.
Hello, I'm Lizzie Donahue. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the LizzieLD. Tonight I am playing Granny Sophia. She is a warlock who is seeing way too much and has been doing this for way too long. And she's ready to end this adventure and the shenanigans going on in this town.
Hashtag shenanigans. Getting too old for this shit. All right, Daniel.
Hi everyone, my name is Daniel Lieberman. Most people just know me as Dragon. I am one half of Dragon Rock RPG Design, where alongside my writing and designing partner Renee Beauregard, we make supplemental material for Dungeons & Dragons. Follow us at Dragon Rock RPG on Instagram and at Dragon Rock RPG Design on Instagram, at Dragon Rock RPG on Twitter. That's all I'm going to say about that for now, because I'll talk more about that at the end, because I'm excited to bring back Carrick, my gem dragonborn gloomstalker, little bit sad boy, and as demonstrated last episode, restrained Carrick, whose patient is kind of done. Shit's got to go down.
And it is. April.
Hi everyone, my name is April Hill. I am playing Calypso, who is a moon druid, water genasi, very chaotic, spooky witch, and she's in a cursed town that hates witches. So there's that.
No big
She has
deal.
her jar of dirt.
She has a jar of dirt.
And
with
guess
a
what's
heart in
inside it? Yep.
And you are currently walking somebody polymorphed into a pig right now. So my name is Taryn, also known as Valrook across the socials. I'm also a dice maker under the moniker of Umbral Oculus Dice. That is UO_dice on the Instagram. But tonight, I am your storyteller, your game master, your eldritch entity, and guide through this little tale. And last session, we finally caught up with Granny Sophia after her taking off from the rest of the party after witnessing a spiritual apparition of Carrick's wife. This kind of set Sophia in an odd mood, so she chose to return to the bed and breakfast run by Miss Dora Daybell, the elderly halfling woman that has been very kind to all of you, but very nosy, very much ready for tea the entire time. Initially suspecting her just to be a chatty Cathy, Sophia began to pick up on vibes during their conversation. And ultimately, Sophia learned quite a bit about the reality of the town and the things going on. It was through this conversation and the reunion of the party back at the bed and breakfast that the party put together that Miss Daybell is very likely a hag, and one of which associated with whatever it is that's going on in this hamlet. You did choose at this point, after speaking to the baker's wife, who was just a lovely, sweet woman, talking about how her little rambunctious brother had gone missing as well, you chose to pursue the mayor. You, in fact, followed him to his home. Kind of somewhat brushing off the doorman, who seemed more than willing to really just let you manhandle the mayor, which Carrick most certainly did after him appearing flippant and unwilling to communicate with you all. Carrick stabbed the man through the hand with a pen, a quill, just through the hand, really rolling very well on an intimidation check. And he spilled the beans, basically saying that, yes, this woman, Arlena Dartu, had been suspected of witchcraft. He had been told it by somebody he couldn't name initially, but pursued those accusations and did take her husband captive and hid him during this to make her appear more guilty, and then did plant him using a lock and chains that he had bought from Gerard Way, the locksmith, and future lead singer of Alchemical Romance here in the land of Ecrium.
I should never have given you that.
Oh, it's never going away now. But after purchasing those locks, he did plant him in the home after her execution so that the evidence of his crime would be erased. Eventually, it is spilled that Hemia, his wife, was the one that pushed him to make this decision. And she walks in. Hemia is very confident. She's not scared of you at all. It is during this time you notice that the mayor has been polymorphed into a pig, rotund, really just a visage of who he truly is. You begin this conversation. She figures out that you're well aware of what's going on. She seems pleased, which definitely catches you off guard. The previous hag that you'd spoken to, Miss Dora, had kind of urged you to get out of town and had even left magic items lying around that might assist you to get the heck out of Dodge, including a horse. This one seems anxious for you to stay. In fact, invited you to her home if you really wanted that conflict, if you really wanted that justice for Arlena and Visjack. If you really wanted to help poor Delphi. Of course, after attacking this visage of Hemia, it's a doll. Not unlike some of the others you've encountered. This one's soulless, no heart, just a doll. Bella, as her sisters have been calling her, or Delphi as you know her, told you that she liked to play with dolls. You then decided that you were going to pursue this invitation, knowing it was probably a trap. It's a little too easy. With Jules at the rear being hesitant, you began to march in that direction. Calypso toting Mr. Boris Wayleaf the pig along the way. And that is where we pick up. You begin to leave the mayoral home. You do notice that the doorman has taken up his steed and is leaving. Seems that he could not be happier to leave this behind. No sweat off his shoulders. You begin to march past. You can see him making his way, just kind of tips his hat at you, ready to leave. You make your way through the town, business as usual. No commotion. Bed and breakfast is dark.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast false life on myself right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you continue through the town, because you can see up on the hill, there is a very verdant, lively home. It's a small home you can see up over this hill, but you do see lots of lush plant life growing around it. Walking past the apothecary, not lit up, not open. But this is where we pick up. As you look back and Jules is casting some sort of spell on themselves.
All right, so they want us to fight on their terms, come into their house. I think we could probably do a little better than that.
Where did you have in mind, or what?
Well, that is the question. It seemed the question that I have is, are they done with this town? Because if they're not, we could certainly stir up the town's feelings against them. I'm fairly certain we'll have some interesting evidence on our hands in not too long.
Well, we have the pig.
Exactly.
And we have the heart of the baker.
And this makes you think that the town would react favorably to us. Why?
Yes. Because we can tell them where we got it from.
Just lead a new
And
witch
they
hunt.
would believe us. Why?
It's a fair question. Well,
Because we're giving them back to them.
This started
It's a
with
little-
the angry actions of a mob. Do you really think that will solve the problem?
not really, no. But it would be ironic. Just pit them
Granny,
against
if
each
you have
other.
an idea of how we might confront the whatever awaits us, be it Emia, Leah, Dora, all three, Delphi. If you have an idea of how we could draw them out to fight in lands or an area that would be more favorable to us, or at least less advantageous to them, I'm all ears. Because it is undoubtedly a trap. But we've been pulling at threads. At a certain point, you have to tear it up by the root.
Well, do you think we should just charge in?
I don't think we should. I'm not sure we have much else in terms of choice. I could make it so perhaps we were more likely to sneak towards them. But even then, they're expecting us. I'm not sure that stealth would afford us much advantage, particularly when you told us that Dora appeared to have the ability to place eyes on us from afar.
That is true, yes. She did seem to imply that she was scrying or something like that.
Question.
Mhm.
GM, if I have a ring of mind shielding,
Mhm.
wouldn't this mean that no one can know, or is it just like my mind? Like I'm only immune to people reading my thoughts? Or would this kind of count as in people can't see me if they scry on me?
Read what it says.
Okay, while wearing this ring, you are immune to magic that, I feel like I just read it. Okay, allows other creatures to read your thoughts, determine whether you are lying, know your alignment, or know your creature type. Never mind.
Yep.
Okay.
Just protects
Continue.
your insidey thoughts.
Yeah. I've sometimes seen people roll the ring as maybe making it harder for something to scry on you, but it doesn't make you immune to
There is a magic item that prevents people from
Mhm.
scrying on you.
There are.
And I love that.
That's
Yeah.
what I wanted.
There are spells that are for it. Do
There
it
are.
as well, but we don't have those.
It's like an 8th level spell, right? The one that makes you immune to like all scrying.
No, non-detection isn't that high a level spell, but I don't think any of us have it.
No, not yet.
Nah.
So you continue to make your way through the town. You catch looks. You're still catching looks as you're still an odd group, but at this point, people aren't shocked to see you. But I will say, Carrick and Kai, as you're walking through the town, you can see people outside of the chapel. And as you're walking through, they're staring at you. And Carrick and Kai, you know this glare. This is accusatory. This is suspicious.
I think they found out about the holy woman that's in my jar.
I wouldn't say that part out loud.
I say in your head. In your head. That's not whispered. That's me telepathically telling you. I wouldn't say that part out loud. And I will say telepathically to everyone. Unsurprisingly, these people, confronted with yet another loss, suspect the foreigners and those who look very different than them. The monsters.
I'm not a monster.
No, but they are fools.
I accept that.
I do not
That is
think we can count on them as allies.
One of them
Only
is holding a pitchfork, just so you're aware.
Ooh, if they're wanting to roast something, we could give them the pig. I look down at the mayor and I like pat his head.
Yeah, he's just like grunting around, kind of keeps trying to nibble at your ankle.
You stop that,
You
or I
know
will give them
it's
to you to eat.
That really won't work out.
Let's put it this way. If this town is foolish enough to turn against us, from what I know of them, regardless of other creatures being truly responsible for what has happened here, there are very few in this town who I would be overly merciful to. Their hatred might have been manipulated and spurred on by others, but they are still responsible for their actions.
Boom. So you continue. Let's just somebody like flag that for clipping because we just need to share that over the internet. So you continue. You continue your way. Are you continuing towards the home?
Unless somebody has a better plan. I am not saying that this is a good plan, but I do not know of a way that we can bring them to us.
I do. Perhaps we should go out to where it all started. The house. Let it end where it began.
I do not object to that. But why would they come to us?
To make sure that we're gone.
I'm happy to try that. If they are intent on facing us only on terms advantageous to them, we need to have a reason, a way to tempt them away from whatever plans they have for us.
What do we know about hags?
Can I roll a history check?
I was about to say, everybody roll. I will allow history. I will allow arcana. And if you have a justification for a different one, I'll allow that as well. But
I get it. Hold on.
Oh, there's
20.
No.
nice.
So 24.
Meh. 13.
17, but it's not thanks to my knowledge, it's thanks to the Shaunas.
So, so Kai, you know, like basal knowledge, like the basics of hag's bed. Like typically everyone is afraid of them. They tend to be malicious, territorial. They usually only work alone. And when they are working together, it's for a greater purpose. And they're not usually real happy when they do that. They're very solitary. So this is unusual. And I will say that you pick up on that very quickly. Also, at this point, the sheer number of them that you're dealing with this is unusual to you. At 17, you know all of that, and you also know that there are different kinds of hags. You're aware that there are usually more malignant and more benign variants. You know that green hags tend to be more associated with plant life. You know that there tend to be lush growth near them wherever they are. You know that they tend to just enjoy being kind of crappy to people. They tend to feed off of some of that misery, but they're not usually out of their way to be malignant. They tend to just kind of stick to themselves unless you mess with them. At a higher roll, I will say, you know all of that. You're aware of the other variants of hags, but at this point, I will say you're pretty certain that you're dealing with green hags. You know that they love mental games. You know that they love to set all of those things up and watch those pieces fall into place. Mental gymnastics is something that they're keen to play with. They're going to find that entertaining in a world where they might otherwise be bored. And you know the details of how they form covens, and that typically when they're in a coven, they're more powerful.
And the coven is typically a trio.
But you do know within that as well then that they have some mimicry abilities. At this point, you're like, oh no, duh, they can make themselves look like other people. And I will say, even at that high of a role, you're aware, you know that hags are not just born. The details of it are a bit fuzzy, but you know that they're made.
Maybe the question isn't how we lure out the hags, it's how we lure out Delphi.
Don't we have something of hers?
She gave us something, right?
Yes, the horse and this nice cloak.
No, that's
from Dora.
Oh, yes.
Well, does anyone still have a red ball?
Just about to ask them. Do I have the red ball?
Did anybody take the red ball? I don't think anyone took it.
I
Yes,
don't think
saw
so.
it. I think y'all said nope.
Yeah, I don't think anybody touched it.
No, everyone was like,
one of the places we found the red ball
Crammed in the
What?
house?
was in the ruins of the family house.
I mean, it always shows up before she does.
If you wish to go to that house first and see if we can find anything there with which to tempt Delphi and therefore maybe tempt the others, we can try. But I will say this.
As I turn and I look at the townsfolk and people staring at us and the occasional pitchfork,
Time is not on our side. So, we go to a house on a hill. Which one?
with that, I will say, as you say that, you do realize that the two houses are on either side and can see each other.
Oh, so they can see us going to the other house.
I think we should assume they can always see us.
That's true.
And probably hear us.
they probably hear us was just in your heads, by the way.
All right. I'm willing to give the house on the hill a try. I also wonder if there's something there. I mean, we put Visjak's soul to rest. The wife's been seen in the town square, her ghostly figure, but I don't know much about using the magic of a place that's haunted, but clearly there's power at play. But none of us are necromancers, so I don't know if we can.
Unless one of you has skills that I do not know about. I think it is more likely our adversary or adversaries, which we still don't know how many of them we're dealing with.
I would guess the 3. I'm really probably the 2 plus Delphi minus Dora.
And minus the mayor.
Oh, he was never much of a threat, let's be honest.
Is he still like running at your ankle?
If you want to try the Dartu house first, let us go there swiftly. If not, I think we may have to face them, regardless of if they have the advantage.
Well, and there's the other option. Not that any of us are smart enough to take it.
Still on the table, though, right?
on the wind, Sophia, you do hear this and one more.
Yeah.
And Kai, you also hear this voice. That voice sounds familiar to you, as though it came to you in a dream. This way. You don't know who it's speaking to, but you do hear this.
This way.
You know what? Actually, the more I think about it, the more I'm feeling like taking a direct approach. So, all right, halfling, sea witch, you've been rather quiet on your opinions.
I said this way. Well, that's what I heard. I heard to go this way, so this way we shall go.
I'm
Which way is
assuming we're
that?
Where are you pointing?
pointed to Leah's house, right?
Whichever way it told, whichever way the direction it said this way.
You just heard this way, like you just heard it like on the wind. And I will say, what is
Which
your
direction?
I will say with your passive, you noticed that it seemed like Granny Sophia heard that as well.
It said this way, but I
It
don't
said
know
this
which way
one.
this way is.
What said this way?
The cat. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't. Shush,
What
I got-
cat?
don't know what cat. Fun.
No, you
Oh.
just, I mean, you would have just heard it on the wind. It sounded like almost
Okay.
a breeze. So
It also said this one.
that's what you heard.
That's what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
I distinctly said it said this way.
This would be the first time that I see us, more than one of us, hearing the same voice in our head.
I don't know. Clearly we didn't, because it doesn't matter. So
Jules,
I'm just along for the ride. You guys choose a house and I'll bring you up the
Jules.
rear.
if you
You
want
really-
to flee, this is your time.
And I look off to my side as I just see like very expectant faces.
And
I
like,
don't think that you would make it very far if you were to run alone now.
they're holding teacups.
No, I haven't thought about fleeing once.
You can see them whispering to each other.
Ready,
One of them laughs.
ready to whoop some hag ass.
I'll take that as a vote for the direct approach.
Direct approach.
There's a scoff. Okay, so you
we make
continue
our own
forward.
fate.
There is a low rumble in the distance, like there's like a spring rain coming through. You can see slight clouds beginning to roll in. It's very peaceful. There's that beautiful fresh scent of rain, just with that lightest bit of grass and dirt. That earthy smell begins to kick up as you make your way. You make your way up the road. It kind of winds, and you do eventually come to the crest of this hill, and it's a bit more of a distance than you would have thought. It's not just up on the hamlet, but you get to this house that is surrounded by trees, like almost overgrowing the home. It's a very humble stone cottage. You can see a not very well kept garden, but a very verdant, very lively, beautiful garden with beautiful buds of all different colors, shapes, and sizes, stuff that some of you have never seen and really wouldn't be seen around here. You have this stony cottage shrouded in plant life, and out behind it is this massive kind of old ramshack of a barn. There's like hay pouring out the side. You can kind of hear a whinny. It seems kind of like, if you're a passerby, that just seems kind of like an old cottage where someone's kind of got a green thumb.
And you see, with everything that's dead around here, how would they not have suspected this one? Everything else is dying, decaying, disgusting. People are starving. And yet this house...
What if one of them controls the mayor? Again, fools.
Whose house is this? Is this Leah's house?
That's what it was referred to as. When you
That's what Hemia told us it is.
Yes, they referred to it as Leah's house, and did kind of insinuate that it was Leah's fault, the whole situation, that Leah was the one to blame.
But did sort of take responsibility for being the one who manipulated the mayor and things like that, and also for being somewhat responsible for what's happening to the land, maybe. Just not Delphi, Bella.
Yeah, if you want to roll me an insight check, everybody was there for that conversation. Roll me a quick insight.
It's pretty good roll. It's a synthetic 20 for me.
25. Thank you, Umbrella Oculus.
21.
And Jules. Jules. You really
thinking about that?
Nope, you couldn't see past at the time just the absolute horror of what was happening. If we're very honest, there was a guy turned into a pig. Somebody had been stabbed through the hand. There's a witch in the window. You're not really focusing on the vibes that she was giving off.
Yeah, she said she enjoyed Delphi's game. I don't enjoy it.
Yeah. The rest of you definitely picked up on this arrogance of Hemia's, but there's definitely some like catty behavior. You do pick up on this kind of snarky catty tea time, as Hemia was talking about Leah. But you approach the house, and oddly enough, I will point out to you, there is no front door. At least not from what you can see on this side.
So there's like no opening?
There's like windows, but there's not a door. At least not on this side of the house.
And then quick question, for my knowledge roll earlier, are they just good at growing plants, or do they get power from plants?
They're just good at plants tend to thrive around them. It's like plant life just does well when a green hag is around, because that is what they like.
Got it. Okay. So like raising their garden would just piss them off. It wouldn't like hurt them.
No, it would piss them off. Like you do get that. You're like, oh, this would piss them off.
If we want to make them come out of the house, we might pack up the garden if we don't want to go in.
I have a moonsicle. I could do that.
I'd be just as happy to draw them out. So, if you have a way to afflict their garden.
I mean, just good old-fashioned elbow grease, to be honest.
I've got
Granny
acid.
just like picks a random flower, casually tosses it,
It starts raining. Not in response to you picking a flower, but the rain is now pouring down.
Can I like acid splash the whole garden? Cantrip, acid splash, like I'm just gonna be acid splashing everything, killing all of it, which makes me kind of sad, but also I'm very happy about it at the same time. I'm like,
Okay. Yeah, they're not hard to hit. They're just hanging out. You begin to see these blooms just wither and burn and disintegrate. And from the back of the house, you begin to hear this. And you begin to hear the barn creak.
Move in that direction.
As
I'll
you
do
move,
so with some level of stealth, but I'm
Okay.
aware we're kind of more in the open. It's not. There's might hold the exact position, but
I turn invisible.
okay. You come around the side, and you see the barn shuddering. The barn itself is rattling before the barn doors open and this face emerges through the barn door, comes up, and you see both sides of the barn as it begins to push itself up 2 arms made of timber, a wagon. It continues to stand up further as hay falls everywhere. And before you stands a gargantuan scarecrow with the barn roof as its hunchback. You can see its jaw kind of is like what's left of this wagon hanging down. These sunken black eyes. And you see just hay pouring out of its mouth. So.
Oh no.
I don't think that this one has a heart inside of it, but I mean, multiple hearts.
And as it reaches out from the inside, it pulls out what is a tree that just has 2 massive axe blades on it. And yes, it has a flannel scarf. This is Lumbering Jack, and I need you all to roll for initiative.
Cool. Love that for us. Absolutely love that for us.
All right.
And just to give you guys some sense of like distance, I'll post this in our chat just so you guys can have kind of
reference.
a frame of reference for let's see. There we go. And it's gonna look familiar, but that's just so you can see something. So before you is this gargantuan scarecrow with this massive axe. Okay, Shelby is whooping some ass. So what, Carrick?
25.
Okay. And Granny Sophia?
15.
Okay. All right. Let me get this in. This is great.
Does the mayor need to roll initiative?
Oh, I got it.
Oh my god. I completely forgot about the
Oh yeah, I still got him.
Oh
I
yeah.
got half a mind to keep him forever as a pet for funsies.
I mean, or until the polymorph wears it off.
No. I'm gonna find a way to make this permanent.
I mean, one
And
more
what's a
level,
pet
you
pig
get
better?
it.
That's true. Okay. Oh, I guess I got to roll for the mayor. Ooh.
Natural 20 from the mayor. Come on.
Nope.
He
That
reached
is-
his final form. Come on.
Oh no. I'm gonna look this up. We're gonna have a stat block.
For a pig.
Not for the
Yep.
pig.
There are pig stat blocks.
Wild boar.
Yeah.
No, I mean I know, but not for him.
Oh, I mean it's just okay. So you come around, you see this massive scarecrow just let out this wail. And as it lets out this wail, you can hear a rustling from the forest far behind. There's this small grove of trees, and the trees are rustling. But that's all you see for now. So to start it off, Eric.
How far away from me is?
I would, let's see, that is what, 5, 10, about 60, 70 feet so far. You're a decent ways away.
Oh, how far left do we go with the first thing?
It's a
That
barn.
is-
Go all out. It's a barn. Go all out, damn.
You've all before seen shadow cling to Carrick and darkness cling to his scales. Occasionally, when he's helping everyone stealth with Pass Without Trace, he kind of extends that out. You see every bit of darkness and shadow that has always seemed to cling to him gather and roil and move and gather behind him as out from his back spread two massive wings made of shadow. And with that, I will fly 45 feet straight up into the air.
Okay.
And as I do, fire with my bow at this thing.
Okay. And I will say this thing is, just like massive. It's barn sized,
Yeah.
guys. It's
Yeah.
barn sized. It's like 40 feet tall. This is scary. Okay.
Yep. So that's why I am flying up to eye level with it above everyone. And I am going to take my first shot.
You may be surprised.
I may be surprised. That is going to be a 19 to hit.
Well, much surprising as this is literally hitting the broadside of a barn, that does hit.
Yeah. So with that, I will specify this as a favored foe.
This is a favored foe? Okay.
So concentration, and I get to add a d4 once per turn when I hit it. So my first attack against it. We're going to do, and then 4. Okay. That is 9 plus 4, 13 points of piercing damage, and we are doing 7, been a while.
Mhm.
11 points of piercing damage and 5 points of force damage
Okay.
on the first one.
Okay.
Second shot, natural 20.
Yes.
First Chris, thank you, Umbrella Oculus. So thank you, Karen.
Yes.
This one, no favorite foe on it. We're doing max damage first, right? And then and double. So then that is what that is going to be 5. Sorry, been a while.
Been a while.
Yeah.
Been a while.
That is going to be 13 points of piercing damage
Okay.
plus an additional 10 points of force damage
Yes.
And because Gloomstalker, first round I get a third shot. Let's see if I can actually do math relatively quickly this time.
Light him up, Tim.
That one
Light him up.
is only an 18 to hit.
Again, broadside of a barn, yes.
Yep. Okay. And then on the damage on that one, actually nice damage rolls. So that is 10 points of piercing damage and 5 points of force damage.
Okay.
And that is my whole turn because action, wings for bonus action, and 45 feet of movement. That's enough.
Yes. So I will ask this. Are you, and I don't require this to be aim or for you to have called it or any of that. As you're shooting, are you shooting eye level? Are you shooting anywhere in particular on the creature?
You said that there was something resembling a face.
Yeah, there's
the face.
You're shooting at the face. Okay,
Yep.
Good to know. You will say, I mean, notable portions is face. There's like this hefty backside, which is the barn's roof. You can see this like amalgamation of timbers and such that almost resemble like this rib cage holding in all of this hay. And then you do notice its legs are somewhat spindly for what it is, but then its arms are equally spindly, but seem to have a decent reach on them. So I will say that. Okay. Next up is Jules.
All right. You said this thing's like 60 feet away from us?
Yeah, it's like 60 to 70 feet away from you. So and you went invisible. So it is up to you.
I did.
Yes.
Yes. So I will head straight towards it because I'm not afraid.
No.
So I will move and then I will bonus action dash.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will use my action to attack. Now, DM, I ask you this. Since I am invisible, will I get advantage on my attack?
And you're coming right up on him?
Oh, yeah.
No, because as you get right up on him, his face, now filled with it, like immediately turns to look down at you.
Cool. Still not scared.
That's good.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared at all. I'm already here. So what am I gonna do but attack? This was.
I mean, and I'll give you I will give you this. As you get about 10 feet away, you see it look down at you.
No, whatever. No.
Okay.
Jules isn't afraid. Not in the
sorry.
finale. Not in the finale.
Not
Here
in the
I
finale.
go. Okay, so that will be a 13 plus 8 is a 21. Right?
Oh yeah,
Cool.
That'll hit it.
All right. So that is 2 plus 5, which is a 7, but no one's near him, right? The barn.
No.
Just be in the barn. Okay, so just 7 points of damage.
What kind of damage is that?
Piercing.
Okay.
Damage.
Good to know. So
So
before it takes its turn, do you have anything else you want to do?
there's a lot of things I want to do. Not a lot I can't do at this moment. Nah, that's it.
So Carrot
I'm here.
shoots up after sprouting these shadowy wings, fires off rounds into this massive scarecrow's face, and you can see them finding purchase, some of them seeming to hit harder than others, while others seem almost dampened. Jules bursts forward, invisible. None of you can see Jules, only the rustling of the grass and your assumed idea of where they are, but you do suddenly see the scarecrow look down just as slash happens into its leg. And with that, it's going to make its first attack. Let's see here. Okay, so with that, it just, I mean, you slashed it in the leg, it actually tromps forward It's not very fast as it moves, I gotta tell you. It tromps forward, not leaving you, tromps forward over you, and swings this massive axe just down in your direction. And I'm going to make my turn. This is really fun. That is going to be a 17 to hit.
Oh, let me, you know what? For this first one, I'm gonna take it. I want to see what you can do. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Hits. Yeah, I just want to see what happens here.
Okay.
I
is.
just need to know.
Okay. Yeah. I rolled low. That is only 11 points of slashing damage.
Cool.
And I need you to make a strength saving throw, please.
Oh, that's unfortunate for me. Okay, so that's six. What's 6 minus 11?
6. Yeah.
5? Okay,
Oh,
perfect.
6 minus 11. You mean 11 minus 6.
Yes, that's exactly what I meant,
Yes.
Daniel. Thank you. You said a strength saving throw?
Yes.
Cool. -1 for me. So that'll be a 7.
Yeah, you get this axe comes slashing down across you and knocks you back prone. Then that is action. And then I'm going to go ahead and use one of its legendary actions. And after seeing you fall prone, jumps up and slams down. And I will need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, damn.
At
You're good at those.
Disadvantage.
This is what happens when you're not scared, you guys. So learn your lesson. Okay. Oh, that will be an 11.
That fails.
Yes, it does.
That is 9 points of bludgeoning damage as just its foot comes crashing down, just catching the edge of your leg. And now, Granny Sophia, you see shots fired. You see the grass rustle. You see a slash come out of the leg of this massive creature. Then you see it swing down and then stomp.
Okay. And this is this is mostly wood and organic materials, right? Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna do it anyway. Granny holds her arms out wide and brings them together in a big clap. Aiming her spell at the head of this gargantuan barn golem and casts Shatter.
Okay.
Since it's 40 feet tall, I figure that keeps the radius off of the person who's getting stomped.
Yeah. I will say that works. Yep. Okay. So that is a natural 20.
Boo. All right, half damage then. And that was kind of a low roll. So 13 divided by 2 is 6 damage.
6. Gotcha. You let loose this crack, and it hits this massive creature in the face, and you do see like some of the stitching kind of rip just a little bit as it does shudder, and like the whole building kind of creaks like an old house. So with that, anything else on your turn?
That's a great question. I don't think there's a way to like reasonably back up further than I am, but I might
you
back up a bit.
certainly can.
Yeah.
Okay. You certainly.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Getting in melee is not going to help anybody.
Okay, so you back away. All right. Up next is Kai.
What are its legs made out of?
It just looks like timbers that are kind of like strewn together, and it almost looks like skeletal legs, but with like old barden timber.
And how far away from me is it?
About 60 feet. 67. You're in that room.
I want it to be at least, I need to be within 60 feet of it. So if I need to move up 10 feet, I will.
Okay, you come forward a little bit.
And then I will do something that's weird for a water genasi. I feel like anyway. I'm going to clap my hands together and start creating friction in my hands and then shoot it out at its feet and create bonfire. Dexterity saving throw.
That is something that this big old creaky barn is so good at.
Burn, baby, burn.
I really wish you'd put it on the roof so that I could start.
I can't. It says ground.
Damn it. Oh.
I would have put it like right in its center mass. It says ground.
That is a 14.
It's not a lot, but I mean, it's some fire damage. We'll see. That's going to be 6 fire.
So this bonfire lights up under its leg. I will give you the option to place this within Jules' safety, but enough to get the leg off of Jules.
Yeah, since it's 2 legs, I would have done it on the leg that is not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will allow you to. Yeah. So this bonfire lights up, and I will say that it does kind of shamble back up off of Jules, and the leg immediately erupts, and you can hear this bellowing wail just erupt from the deepest guts inside of it. And as it does this, I will say that you do hear multiple heartbeats. First one, and then another and another as this whale, as it opens its massive mouth. It does not like that, as the leg is not.
I think we're going to need more jars and more dirt.
Great. Not doing great.
And it also ignites flammable objects in its area that are not being worn or carried. I don't know if it's a wooden, like, I don't know, because it's a thing that's made of wood and straw. I don't know if he's gonna stay on fire or not.
Roll a D100.
Okay.
I mean, you did say a lot of hay was falling out of its mouth.
Yeah. Oh no, that's on fire.
Oh god.
It really didn't like fire, is what Taryn is telling us.
Yeah.
The hay is
89.
on fire.
Yeah, no, right now you can see that it like when a log in a campfire starts to actually take the ember, you can see one of the timbers that's like part of the bottom leg begin to like kind of creak and ember up. Okay, so last legendary action for the turn lets out this yowl. And rushing up and springing up out of the field around it are 2 more scarecrows, smaller size, that rush in from either side of where Kai and Sophia were. And both of them are going to make an attack now. That is... That's not good. You dirtbag. I hate you. Okay, so one of those is only going to be like a 6 to hit. That probably doesn't hit you, does it, Kai? But the other one is a 16.
Me again?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've got. Yeah, no, yep, that hits.
Okay. Thank goodness something does something. So that's 3 points of slashing damage. As I rolled 2 ones on my d4s, those are going into jail. Mommy hates you, and I'm going to melt you down.
Damn.
Then I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that's something I'm good at. Hopefully. It's my highest thing. Unless I roll really crappy. 16.
You save. You're good. So these scarecrows burst out and come in and attack. And then it goes to... do you still have Boris on a leash?
Absolutely.
He is squealing and trying to run, and he rolled a 3. He's not getting out of the leash. He is just trying to run from you, but is stuck. Top of the round, Carrick.
All right, so the thing has come a little bit closer, right? Because it was 60,
it like
70 feet.
it kind of shambles a little bit. I mean, it's still
So it's
in
probably
that wind.
50 feet from me.
Like
now, or
55.
50.
Yeah, 55,
okay.
50.
I will. Jules, you're looking pretty rough all of a sudden, are you not?
I'm not rough, but I'm not great, I will say.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to fly because now my movement's back to its normal 35. I'm going to fly 35 feet forward and a little bit down, so I'm a little bit lower. So I'm probably about 20 feet from this thing now, or 25 feet, because I've gone down on a little bit of an angle, so I'm a little closer to Jules.
Okay.
I am going to fire my first shot at it, again, to its face.
Okay.
Okay. That is a 24 to hit.
24 absolutely hits broadside of a barn.
Okay. That is going to be... Ooh, good. I thought that was a 1, but it's a 7. 8 plus 4. 12 points of magical piercing damage and 6 points of force damage. At which point then I will turn back, and one of the scarecrows that is harrowing... There's 2, and one of them's harrowing each of my...
Oh, no, they're both on Kai right now. They're both sprung out.
Okay, so I'm going to take a shot at one of them. And this...
They're very difficult to kill.
Yeah. It's still only one shot, so that is only a 14.
That hits. Not hard.
Okay, and that one is going to be 7 points of magical piercing damage and only 2 points of force damage. Okay. And then looking at Jules, I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Healing Spirit, which drops my favored foe, because I have something else I'm concentrating on now. And coming up right in the space where Jules is lying on the ground, rising up out of the ground, that same beautiful elven woman kind of rises through you and just looks down at you and smiles and sort of just extends a hand to help. And you will be able to heal at the start of your turn. So for the next 4 turns, up to 4 times, while I have concentration up on this, whenever a creature starts its base in that turn, in that space on the turn, or chooses to move into it, they can get a d6 healing. So on your turn, you'll regain 1d6 hit points.
Nice.
And that's my turn as I float 25 feet in front of this thing, staring at it.
Cool. Legendary action. How close are you to it?
25 feet.
25 feet? How far off the ground are you?
I would be probably about 35 feet now.
Okay. So seeing you in front of it, it just like lifts its front arms up and just falls forward and just throws itself
towards me. Yeah.
Like on you, basically. So I will need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Just Carrick or anybody
No,
else?
you're far enough away that,
Okay.
and Jules is like off to the side, kind of behind at this point, so like they're fine.
22.
22, yes, save. You really did it.
No, he's big and strong, but he's actually a dex-based character.
Oh yeah. And it's not that bad of damage. I say that. Hold on, let me roll the damage because it is a little bit still, just not my fun part that I get to do. So that is then 4 points of bludgeoning damage as it goes and falls forward. It manages to just wing you. You kind of get caught and it hits you in the back. And for just this second, you get that like cold, bitter taste at the back of your throat from getting knocked in your spine really hard. If that's ever happened to you, it's not a good feeling. Mm-hmm. But you manage to still yourself and stay up as it falls beneath you. And Jules, it is now your turn. And yes, the massive scarecrow is prone on the ground right now.
Yes. Okay. Do I roll the d6, Daniel, or do you?
I just did it. You've got 5 hit points.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Oh my god. Heal that. Since the scarecrow's on the ground prone, will I have advantage on attacking it?
Yes.
That's beautiful. I turn to Carrick's dead wife and I go, "You're absolutely beautiful. Don't tell Carrick I said that." And I also try to stab the barn.
Are you stabbing leg, back? I mean, really within reach of you if you're not moving
the
is the leg.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I'm gonna stay close to the dead wife for sure, so I can get the healing. Yeah. We'll stab with advantage. Natural 20. Bless.
Do it.
Oh, bless. Okay, how do we do this? Maximum and then double
Then
it?
roll. Yeah, well, maximum and then roll your damage.
Rolling damage.
Yeah.
Maximum, then roll it, but don't double it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. So that's 9 points already. And then we are going to roll it to 2. So 11 plus 5 is 14. And since I had advantage on this, does that mean I get my sneak attack?
Yep, which is also a crit. So you get the
max
all the
sneak
d6
attack
is maxed and then roll.
Oh, I didn't do that. Okay, I just said 14, right? Okay. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen and people, 14, let's remember that. So 6 is 12 plus another 6 is 18. So 18 plus 14 is
I got you. We're going. I got you.
I don't know what that is. So
34.
18 plus 14. Yeah,
or
there
32.
we go. Thank you. 32. And then I have to roll the sneak attack actually, right?
Yep.
Oh, you love to see it. Oh my God.
I do.
Okay, so 4 plus 4 is 8. Plus 3 is 11. So 11 plus 32.
So 43 points of damage in a single hit.
Yes.
That is some Achilles heel.
And then I will add on my venom as well. So I will roll 2d10 on it. I press a little button. I'm saying, die, please. Okay, so that is 9 plus 4, which is 13.
Okay. Yes.
Poison does things to a giant scarecrow.
Parts of it, not necessarily there. However, so you come up and you just are you still invisible? That goes away, right?
No, that goes away that first attack.
After you attack. Yeah. So you now see Jules just like stabbing away at this scarecrow's massive leg.
Screaming.
You just see this this small person just like stabbing this. And with that, in response,
bonus action hide.
roll.
I will
Hide?
leave the 10 feet. Yeah. I will
Okay.
leave the 10 feet and then I will hide.
Okay. With that, and him being unable to see you, legendary reaction basically, you see this scarecrow become pissed. And it just starts hissy fit, just slamming its arms and legs all over the place like a giant child. And it reaches down and rips its leg off that has been burning off and throws it just straight through. So that will be Carrick, Kai. Are you guys still straight line with it?
More or less.
I thought that it fell on Carrick and I was not near Carrick.
No, like you're further back.
further
I'm saying
ahead.
it's chunking its leg. So it's just a dexterity saving throw as it just
Maybe.
throws it forward.
If
If
we were
you're
playing it
still
on a
head
map,
on.
I might have gone like this or something, but for the purposes
Okay.
of this, I'm
Okay.
close enough to dead in between them.
And I'll give you that option. If you're not lined up, then I'm only going to have one of you. Because it throws it. I mean, he literally just rips it off and throws it forward.
I'm gonna give it to him. 15.
Okay. Okay. You're fine.
Be brave.
Same roll.
last-
That's a 22 dex save.
What was the movie?
Okay, so that's as it throws this leg, it just again just barely grazes over your shoulder, Sophia. Like it lands like just before you. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage, Kai. Because
1 point.
Yeah, I rolled good.
That's fine.
Lots of my dice are going in jail tonight. But yes,
So
it is now
1 point if you succeed.
Yeah, it's now missing one of its legs. But it is now Granny Sophia's turn.
Right. Okay, and so the current state of the battlefield, there's this giant lying on
baby.
the ground. Yeah. And then there's two normal sized scarecrows that are sort of surrounding Calypso.
Kai.
Okay. I'm gonna attack the ones that are Kai because they're both closer to me.
Okay.
And seems like the other two have got the big one, maybe. So I'm gonna attack with Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
One of them is injured.
Yes.
I'll hit the injured one first and see what happens. That is an 18 on the die.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that hits.
Okay. And then so that's 5 damage from the Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
And then
Do you have 1 or 2 beam? You have 2 now, right?
I have
Level-
2.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah.
level 5.
Okay, still standing?
Yes, currently. He doesn't look great. One of his arms is hanging off.
All right. That roll was not as good. That was 12 total.
That still hits a scarecrow.
Cool.
They're not hard to hit.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then wow, that was a 1. And put us away with Eldritch Blast.
Still hanging in there, just barely. But with that, anything else?
I don't think so. I don't think I've got any good bonus action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kai.
Okay, so the scarecrow's the big one is on the ground,
Yes.
and it
Pitching a fit.
Pitching it's pitching a hissy fit specifically.
okay, but I have 2 on me.
Mhm.
that are okay. So it would prevent me from doing any ranged casting to the big one then. Okay. Then instead I will, because I can't do that. I'm going to use my sickle on it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take my net and I'm going to try to wrap it around one of the scarecrows and grapple it.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll athletics, I guess. Or is that does it say
it's an attack roll. 17 to hit.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely going to, because it's a scarecrow and they're not real great.
And it does 5 slashing damage.
Wait, are you wrapping the damaged one or the not damaged one?
Wait, hold on.
That's my next question.
Oh wait, no, it doesn't deal damage to it. It can break through it.
This is just a standard net, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
it's just a regular one. Yeah.
Okay, I was like, damn, what the hell net you got in there? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to whip it around, grapple one with my net, and
damage or not damaged?
No damage. It can damage the net to free itself, or with a strength check.
Well, I mean, are you getting the one that was been hurt or the one that hasn't been hurt?
The one that hasn't been hurt, just to get it to hush for a moment.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I will tell the pig mayor that I still have on a leash.
Mm-hmm.
You can eat him. Just nibble on him just a little bit, but don't eat the heart that's inside of his chest. Okay, just leave that alone. And I will let the pig nibble on him if he so chooses, and stop nibbling on me.
Persuasion check. I'm just gonna say free action. Please roll me a persuasion check real quick. I just need to know if
or animal
friendship in a minute. 15.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The pig looks up at you very confused, as he has very human eyes, and is like,
Oh no.
You could use maybe a little bit of vegetables in your, I don't know, if hay, straw. You could use some vegetation in your diet.
Mm-hmm.
do you let go of the leash?
No, I'm going to lengthen it to where it can get at him, but I'm not going to let him off the leash.
Okay, yeah, no, he just tries to run again. And that is a natural 20 strength check to just boom, and just starts hightailing it back to town.
Damn
Is
it.
just running.
No. I'll get you, my pretty, again. I'm just kidding. Run away, piggy.
Does a 19 hit you?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, did you try to hit me before you ran away? Oh, bitch.
No, the scarecrows are hitting you.
Oh, okay.
No, the pig's gone. He fucking took off. He don't care. That is 6 points of slashing damage, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
6 damage. Wisdom. What? Okay. I have a +7. I got a 9.
You are now frightened of the free scarecrow.
The big one or the little one?
The little one that has been attacking you. The one that's been damaged. You're afraid of it now for some reason, but you are frightened.
Okay.
But with that, I think I already used it. Top of the act. Go ahead, Carrot.
The only one you did was the big hurl.
The hurl. Okay, good. See, thank you for that. Because now, suddenly, and like I said, I've been watching some weird stuff, guys, whenever I was making this character. Just begins to see it roll over on its back away from Jules and begin to spin itself and roll across the battlefield 60 feet, which would roll over Jules and Kai. Uh-huh. And with
Why
that,
am I in the way of everything that this thing does?
Wait, shouldn't I be behind it though?
because it's for like it turns itself and rolls. Well,
Yeah,
yeah, you
that
would be
towards
because you were
them.
off to the side because you moved off to
Yeah,
the
I'm
side.
behind them.
Literally,
I'm behind
it's
And
just
you were hiding.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's rolling it's rolling literally 60 by 40 just across the battlefield.
The deck save.
That is a dex save.
Why is it going
Glad
after
it's
a
not
wall?
on fire anymore.
It's just pissed off. Its leg is on
17.
fire.
It threw its leg off.
I know, but its leg was on fire.
But it doesn't
He's
have it
angry.
anymore.
Nobody said he was mature. Okay, Lumbering Jack does not have that kind of maturity.
It's a 17.
Okay, that's
Okay, I'm gonna check.
yeah. No,
Doesn't
you're
have
good.
that kind of growth.
No, he doesn't. Okay, but you do succeed. So that is 11 points of bludgeoning, but halved. So, yeah.
How you looking, Kai?
I'm not bloodied. I'm okay.
Okay.
Jack is. That's what that was.
Good.
Yeah. I was about to say, he doesn't look good. In fact, you can tell after experiencing a certain amount of damage, became very irate and started throwing hissy fits. But now it is top of the round.
Okay,
Finish him
I
off,
guess that's
Garrick.
me. Is Jules hidden in any way successfully in the middle of things right behind where the thing was and is now rolled away?
There's so much like plant growth in hay.
You may or may not want to be
Fine.
hidden from me. This is why I'm asking.
Oh,
like-
well, I rolled a stealth check and it was only a 17.
Okay,
You're
so
passive.
my passive,
Yeah.
you're fine. I can still see you.
Okay.
So, because you moved away slightly, so first things first, bonus action. Lashana half walks, half glides over to Jules and just places a hand on Jules' shoulder. And there will be another bit of healing for you at the start of your turn.
Mhm.
Then
Cool.
I will fly towards, because if they were 20 some feet in front of me, 25 feet in front of me, and you said they rolled 60,
Mhm.
so me flying about 35 feet back, I can get pretty close to them.
Oh, yeah.
by the angle. Okay, so what I'm going to do is shift. Lashana moves, and then Carrick looks at Lashana. I smile at Lashana, and then wings flap and just dive bomb run towards. And first thing that happens is pulling back the bow with no arrow. The sort of amethyst glowing arrow apparates and fires directly at the one scarecrow who's still up and harrowing Kai, who's the one who's been damaged, right?
Mhm.
Okay, that
Well-
is a 20.
I will say the two scarecrows that are still there both failed their dexterity saving
so
throws.
so
One
that-
of them is dead, and the other one is like broken in half and in a net. It's just
Didn't-
doesn't look good, but it's there.
Okay, so if they're down, and but I won't worry about that. So
Yeah, one is
the-
down and one is in a bag.
Yeah. Is Big Lumbering Jack still count as being prone?
Oh yeah,
Okay,
he is perma prone.
Gotcha. So then I'm not going to fire a shot because that's not going to be as helpful. Actually, no, I'm still going to fire it as a shot. So firing arrow at disadvantage because prone.
Yeah.
That is still a 18 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is going to be only 1 point of force damage, but 10 points of magical piercing damage. And then as I come up right behind, I'm still a few feet behind Jack, but the wings of Shadow Beating, the jaw opens and breath weapon, which is, you've seen it once before, black flames with purple wisps. And as opposed to fire that illuminates, it sucks the color and light away from everything around it.
Okay.
And make a dexterity saving throw for me, please, and thank you.
What's my DC?
15.
Well, I rolled an 11.
And I rolled max damage. So that is 20 points of necrotic damage as the wings beat and the flames that match the wings billow forth from his mouth.
Awesome. Anything else on your turn?
No, that was bonus action, attack action. I'm 35 feet of movement. I'm good.
Legendary action. As you do this, it just screams in this horrible, guttering, like earth shattering yowl. And everything within a 60-foot radius needs to make a Constitution saving throw as your ears begin to receive this piercing pain from the sheer volume.
Not good. Not good at all.
Which reminds me, I actually have a couple other con saves that I needed to roll for concentration.
Oh, I have inspo. Oh, thank God. I'm gonna use
I was
it.
to say, you
Make
got
them
inspo?
both.
Okay.
That's so
This is thunder, right?
It is thunder damage, essentially. Con saving throw from that would be I think. Yeah, that would probably be everybody, I think, including Sophia. Because like you moved. How far away would you have moved from? Because did you move once or twice away from Kai?
I only moved away once.
I think that would still catch you because now he's like kind of
I'd
past
still be
Kai.
within 60 feet.
Yeah. So Jules?
16.
16. Okay. And Sophia?
11. But I do have thunder resistance.
That's good to know. Okay. Kai?
Yes, I didn't realize you couldn't hear me. 8.
I was like 8.
Sorry.
Okay. And Carrick?
That would be a 19.
Okay. If you rolled a 14 or above and save, then you take half damage, which is 6 points. Full damage if it's below that 14, remaining 12. And if you have resistance, you take 6.
So 12, what kind was it?
This is thunder. And with that, it is Jules' turn.
How much healing do I get, Daniel?
I will give you that right now. That is another 5 points of healing because apparently that rolls well. Thank you, Umber
You love to
Oculus.
see it. You love to see it.
I'm just debating whether I wanted to do that, but nah, I'm not going to.
I am going to pop out and run straight for it again. Since it rolled towards Kai, would Kai then be within 5 feet of it?
So
Yes.
also still prone.
It's also still prone.
Oh, so I get it no matter
No matter
Okay,
what,
so I'm
you're-
just gonna keep running, and then I'm going to slice it up while I'm running, while I'm screaming. Okay, I'll take that 19 on the die for a 27.
Yeah.
Kill. Okay, 2 plus 5 is 7, plus my sneak attack. Okay, 7 plus 5 is, oh my god, 12. 12 plus 5 is 17. Plus 2 is 19 total. That's it to the attack. How far away, like if I'm right up against it, let's say I'm in between one of its legs now. How far from that point to Kai can I get? Because I use my movement and my attack.
I mean, it's only like, at this point, you would be like maybe 20 feet from Kai.
Cool. I'm going to do bonus action dash to get to Kai, and I will have a potion of healing ready for her. And that is my turn.
Okay. Its turn. Carrick, how close are you to?
Because I use my breath weapon, I'd be in that 10 to 15 feet, less than 15 feet.
It will then swing with its one arm and axe up and at you, and will try to axe you out of the air.
If it's still prone, is it doing this at disadvantage?
Oh yeah. But does a 17 hit?
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just see this axe swing wide as it's trying.
Just float with the wings. Because as a note, Carrick actually hovers.
Yeah. But let me see. It will use all of its movement then as it like swings up at you and clearly like flails and misses. It uses all of its movement to try to like be in this weird like squatting one leg stance, like trying to like go eye to eye with you, Carrick. But that is its turn, and so therefore that is Granny Sophia, as you now have this crouching. It would be technically considered standing, but it's just up and ready to start swatting people.
Okie dokie. I think once more Granny is going to point at it and do a couple Eldritch Blasts. So, we'll just roll both at the same time. Wow, my Umbral Oculus die rolled a natural 20, and my non-Umbral Oculus die rolled a 1. So, there you go.
Taryn, your dice are coming for you.
They are, and I love it when they do, if I'm honest. I really, really do.
Proud queen.
Yeah, it's like a aw.
All right. So that's 10 plus another D10 roll. Okay, so that's 14.
Okay. What does it look like? What does your Eldritch Blast look like as it like just comes barreling towards it?
So I think she uses her breath to channel it. Like takes a breath and like uses her finger to direct it. And I think it is just like almost like a shock wave that runs through the air, sort of ripples out and then pings off of it.
I mean, that definitely, and I mean, you can see it burst, and you see some of the shingles from the barn roof burst off the back as this blast rips through. Don't look happy.
Oh, no.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, yeah, I mean, he looks like you can see bits, some of the timbers are like falling off. The roof is crumbling. As it sits there with its mouth open, you can hear those heartbeats. And it sounds like as you sit there and they become louder and faster, almost as if they're beating harder and they're trying. This sounds like several beats. But with that, legendary action. Everybody please, as it screams one more again, con save from everyone. I gotta try.
Son of a bitch.
That same die gave me the same Umbral Oculus die gave me a 1 this time, so it's feeling moody, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Damn it. You're Bedford.
Anybody that rolled 14 or higher saves.
Oh, thank God.
And takes half. Are you ready for this stupid amount of damage? And I am so sorry. Half of 4 points of fucking damage.
Sorry, say that again.
4 is, if that's full damage.
We take 2 points. I had that happen the other night too. I had that happen during a game and I was like, oh heck yeah, nat 20. And then it rolled on my damage. It was like 1, 1, 2. Well, like I was like,
Yeah.
And I was just trying to do it before you killed him. Anyways, okay. Kai.
I still have to make a concentration check afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, still make it.
Yeah.
Barely 10.
It's storming, yes.
It is storming. There's like little bits of rolling thunder.
Perfect. My eyes are going to go white. I mean, thanks. We were just talking about the X-Men earlier before we started playing. Thanks, Storm. So eyes go white. The wind starts whipping my hair around, and I'm going to call lightning down on this son of a bitch. Dexterity saving throw, please. Tired of it trying to kill me.
Yeah. It failed. I don't want to tell you what it rolled. I'm so upset.
This is it.
I almost rolled max damage. I rolled 2 10s and a 4, so I got 24. I was like, if all 3 of those are 10s, it was so close. So 24 lightning damage.
Tell me how you do it.
Yeah. Forget storm. Wind whipping the hair. Oh yeah, my ears are not painted. Wind whipping the hair. And then the lightning just comes down, and smoke sizzles, and fires start coming out of the barn and the timber that makes up this scarecrow. But the rain starts putting it out, but it's enough to take out the scarecrow.
And you just hear this like this absolute bellow, but you can hear the heartbeats inside erupt.
Oh no.
And as it dies, there is a spurt of blood, as well as it just rumbles and collapses.
That was an accident. I did not need to kill all the hearts too.
And in response to all of that, the rain continues to pour, but you hear hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock struck 1, the mouse ran down, hickory dickory dock. You're running out of time. We're supposed to play a game and you're taking so long. And you begin to hear that same creaking and rumbling sound that you heard as the barn erupted earlier. And you turn to look back at the town. All of the buildings in the town are creaking and rumbling and are beginning to stand up.
Are we high?
Nope.
Like, are there spores in the air? Are we seeing things?
But I will also say the front door appears on the cottage. But that is where we're going to take a quick 10-minute break. So we'll be back shortly after 10 minutes and see what the fuck as the hamlet is erupting in these massive scarecrows. So thank you guys for watching so far. Stick around. We'll be right back. Do the thing. Follow. Alrighty, and welcome back to Dust, our spooky mini series. So you guys progressed forward to Leah's house and began combat with a massive barn-sized scarecrow that is named Lumbering Jack. If anybody really wanted to know, I did name him that, and I love him. He was my baby for about 5 minutes. Until you all made fairly short work. It seemed that you kind of found his quote-unquote Achilles heel relatively quickly, but Carrick coming in bow blazing, Jules initially getting kind of knocked silly, only before coming back ready to go and going for the already wounded leg that had been lit aflame by Kai, and Granny Sophia launching Eldritch Blast after Eldritch Blast. This behemoth goes down, only for you all to hear that similar rumbling coming from behind you in the city. And as you look back at the town, all of the buildings are beginning to creak, and they all begin to stand up. You can begin to hear voices from the village as people begin to scream. You are taunted yet again by Delphi, saying that time is running out for your game. But the front door to the cottage does appear.
We are out of initiative, yes?
Yes, you are.
The spirit of Lashana, moving what would be 30 feet in turn, comes forward. As she passes towards Carrick, Carrick reaches for her and she keeps moving.
Mm-hmm.
And walks up to Kai, who's pretty battered, and places a hand on Kai's cheek, and will hold that for about 12 seconds. And Kai, do you want 2d6 healing?
Abso-freaking-lutely, please. Yes.
So you get 6 points of healing.
Yay.
And then Lashana turns and Carrick flies over to wrap his wings around her and hold her for a moment. And just as he's about to, she goes away.
I'm so sad.
Well,
I can't just be a combat monster. I have to, have a little something else in there.
Well, that or in. My vote
I
is
vote
for in.
in.
You can
And-
hear villagers screaming. You can see these massive scarecrows slamming down. You don't know what they're attacking at. You just see these motions. And you go
I
in.
have a feeling going in, just fighting the source of the problem.
Destroy what controls it, maybe. We cannot defeat them all and save anyone.
Right, especially if all of those villages had the heart stolen.
Exactly.
So you make your way in, and initially it's just a kind of mimics the apothecary. It's very humble, simple, but Carrick and Kai instantly from it, because it's very much like a one room. There's not even a bedroom. It's immediately sus, right? But you're walking in, there's a small kitchen, kind of like this kitchenette setup with this small fire stove and somewhat of a reading area. But you do see that there is like a closet door ajar. And from where you stand as you walk in initially, you just see like rows of shelves that are lined with bottles. But from that door, you can hear pigs squealing.
Oh, I think the mayor didn't run far after all.
Before we go any further, does anyone need more healing?
I'm gonna pop the potion of healing I have.
Okay.
Well, I think I'm good.
And it tastes like a very nice, rich IPA. You're welcome. This is the potion of extra.
You're making fun of me.
I'm going to cup both my hands together, and there will be hold on, 6 tiny sea cucumbers in my hands. 10 tiny sea cucumbers in my hands. Are a little bitter, but they do some healing if anybody would like to try one.
Why not?
They're good berries, but I say sea cucumbers because I can.
So is that just one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
un poquito. Thank you, Fireflies, for the raid. Welcome. We are playing Dust to Dust, our spoopy mini-series, and this is our finale. Okay.
Yeah, so I have
I'll
10 of
also-
them. So
10.
if anybody wants them.
But
I
I
got
can't
one.
remember. It's been so long since I used Goodberry. Can somebody take multiple ones and heal them over time? Yes.
I
believe
doesn't
you
say
can.
that you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can just
Yeah.
kinda pop them.
Keep popping them? Can you?
Yeah, you can. That's
They're
what I
like
thought.
Oh.
Pez, as far as I know.
But they
they're
each give you 1 hit point. So one
Yeah,
person
one-
could.
I
A
will.
little mini sea cucumbers.
I will eat 2 right now, and I will put one in my pocket in case I go down or someone else goes down to pop in their mouth.
and
Little quick healing.
Jules,
Yeah.
from the corner of your eye, you do see
Oh, no.
one of your aunties go. Like, this is like the first affirmation you've received in like weeks.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Sea cucumbers. Okay, so you took 3. Granny took 1.
I'll
Karen,
take
did you
another
take
one.
any? Okay. So 5.
You need them more than I do.
Okay.
I shoved them
You
in my
take
face.
one though in case. Oh,
Oh.
never mind.
I shoved most of them in my face, except for
no,
one.
I'm-
Like you can take.
Here,
I've got
take
other ways
one.
to
So
use.
you. Oh, okay. All right. Never
Okay.
mind.
You dole
I
out
slurp
your,
it up like spaghetti.
you dole out your sea cucumbers. Okay. So what do?
My wings
Uh,
fade.
Should we? I'm walking towards the pig squealing.
And it
Cautious.
looks like it just looks like a pantry, but you do see one of the shelves is kind of leaned forward, and it's pretty apparent because it's almost like it's perfectly left cracked, almost intentionally, you could say. But there is like a slight crack. It appears that there is a false back to this pantry.
Ooh, it's a secret door.
But you continue to hear this pig squealing from in there, and it sounds like down a tunnel.
Granny's gonna take her quarterstaff and hit sort of the edges to see if it'll open.
Yeah, as you hit it, it like rotates and spins. Just and you do see this stone stairwell leading down, and there is a dim flicker at the end of this. It appears to maybe be like a 20-foot descent, but you can hear pigs squealing and rutting from down that tunnel. And there is, of course, the ever familiar aroma of pig.
Into
Well-
the depths we go.
Marching order. And are you stealthing?
I will go first, and I am definitely stealthing.
I will stealth as well, and I'll go behind him.
Roll, roll, roll.
I guess I'll go to next, and I'll follow their lead. We'll see how I do.
What the actual F?
I rolled poorly at the back.
Oh my god.
I guess it's good I didn't
I'm only rolling
waste pass
for
without trace,
Oculus.
I guess.
Yeah.
Please
16.
do.
No, I hadn't cast it, so it doesn't matter. But
Oh, son of a.
I rolled a 10.
Okay. Anybody else?
13.
Okay.
13.
16.
Here. Okay, Carrick.
26.
Okay. You begin coming down. There's a couple of stumbles, as you make your way down, there's like a pebble. There's no response, but you continue down, and you begin, as you get closer, you can see the flickering. This dim light is actually coming from a doorway. The hallway continues further down, and there is a dim, eerily green light at the end further down. But in this doorway where this warm light is flickering from, the squealing gets louder. As you approach this doorway, first you can look and peek in, and it is a pig pen. There are several pigs in this pig pen. And go ahead and make a perception as the first person looking in through this doorway, please.
Really? Now? Natural 20 for a total of 29.
You instantly see as some of these pigs are moving, like there's hay on the stone floor. You see in these individual pens where they're being kept, as one of them scuffs and the hay moves, there is something runic engraved underneath them that glows ever faintly. And because of that roll, you will recognize that as a transmutation rune. But it seems every time the hoof hits this rune, it glows. But it seems this rune takes up the majority of the pin, the entire shape.
Telepathically, yeah, I'll point out the rune to the others.
It is not my expertise, but I feel like Lashana would tell me it is a transmutation sigil of some kind.
Is it gonna change us?
You're allowed to make an Arcana check if you would like. As you guys can see, there's no evident danger. This is all it is a pig room.
Do I have to do it before I did, like, I think I might have deduced something myself, but
no, you can totally, I mean, you can tell me what you think they would have deduced, and then I'll allow an Arcana check to build upon what you think you've.
Okay. I think that, so if they're changing stuff into other things, oh my gosh, I rolled so bad. I don't know.
Because I would say you would still have, I mean, as a magic user, you have some kind of idea.
Okay. I rolled a 4, but I'm like, if it's turning people into scarecrows and it's turning inanimate objects into people, I mean, transmutate. Kind of adds up.
Okay. And I rolled a natural 20 on my Arcana check.
Oh, thank goodness.
And I mean, my assumption was that it was turning people into pigs, since that's where all the pigs were.
Oh yeah, no, you're looking at it, and these pigs look very similar in build. They have very human eyes, very similar to what you were looking at with Wayleaf. But you can see, and it continues to happen as you stare into this pin, and you see every time a hoof or any part of the pig touches that rune, the rune glows. And you can see it's almost like this reset every time. And the pig continues to go about pig business instead of wandering
So
about.
it sustains a thing.
Basically, what you can tell is it is a cyclical way to continue to recast some form of transmutation spell on these pigs.
How many pigs are there?
There are currently in here, there are 9.
That's a lot of missing people.
Do any of them have a leash on them?
No.
Sorry.
Didn't think so, doorway and all of that, but still.
Yeah.
So the mayor isn't down here. That's fine.
The question is, why? Transmutation magic to create these scarecrow doll puppets, maybe these gargantuan buildings. But why the people as swine? If that is what this is.
I wonder if it's commentary and not unlike that of the mares. With my natural 20, would I know that this is likely polymorph and that getting somebody's hit points to 0 doesn't kill the person but brings them back? If we get one of the pigs out and hit it really hard, we could probably talk to the person who it's supposed to be.
How do we get one of those pigs out without stepping on that floor?
I've got this. Can I do a beast? Wait, do I want to do beast spawn or animal friendship? Animal friendship. Can I do animal friendship on one of these pigs?
You're more than welcome to.
Woohoo! Okay, wisdom save. And if they, oh, well, fuck. It might not work because is it the pig's intelligence or the person's intelligence? Because if it's an intelligence of 4 or higher, it automatically saves. Yeah.
It should be if it's the pigs.
It's the pigs. Work. The only people who have their intelligence are druids when they change.
Oh, that's right. Cool. Okay.
Druids and those with the shape change spell and things like that.
Yeah. They're not real bright.
So it'll work.
Did they pass 16? Oh yeah, so I'm like, I cast on like the most gullible looking one, animal friendship, and I'm like, I start like squealing at it in pig, or at least what I perceive from being around because I haven't been around a lot of pigs. Yeah. Only like manatees and stuff. So and the mayor. So I start squealing at it like in what I think is its language to come to us.
This one that has like these freckled bits all down its back makes contact. And again, very, very human eyes. And as the eyes lock with you, they look very familiar. And I mean, it comes up and it's just looking up at you. I mean, it seems intrigued and you have its attention.
Have we got it off the floor?
Quick, grab it.
This is a like 100-pound animal.
Carrick, grab it.
You're the strong way. We all say Carrick. Grab the pig. You can use my net. I like hand my net to Carrick.
Yeah, he can probably lift a 100-pound pig.
Okay.
I'll make a strength check to see if I can awkwardly grab it out of the thing. If you want athletics?
Yes, please. But why not?
Ladies and gentlemen, our sixth, and everybody else, our sixth natural 20 of the evening for no reason
picking up
whatsoever
a pig.
For me picking up a pig. So Carrick literally just goes down, grabs it by like you would a kitten or a dog, and
oh wow,
perfect.
It is currently just like staring at Kai as it is like, you can tell it's scared and it's definitely wriggling.
You're okay. We're not going to hurt you. We just need to ask you a few questions. And to do so, we need to take you out of the pin and up here so that you can be your full self again.
So pretty much as soon as Carrick has it over, like has it safely over the
Yeah, you have it up and out of the pin, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit it with an Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Then hit the pig with Eldritch Blast.
Best part of this is I haven't because I wanted to give everybody else. I could have cast Speak with Animals without a spell slot at any point in this.
Oh, dang. And I was like, animal friendship.
No, we're turning this person back. We're turning them back into a person.
Yeah. We need that human intelligence.
With the raid.
So much for the raid. We are finishing Dust to Dust, our spooky miniseries, and they're about to Eldritch Blast a pig.
Woo! A polymorphed human.
Okay.
All right. Does a 14
yes.
hit? Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
You have advantage.
How many hit points does a pig have? That rolled an 8.
Oh no.
You hit it.
God.
And it just as it does not kill it. And it is now writhing.
Okay, I quickly follow up with the second one that does another 2 points of damage.
Oh no.
How many points? It is still squealing as it looks really bad.
Are you?
I want to try.
I take the dagger and I slit its throat.
That's all it takes. Yeah, you just But as you do this, you like slit the throat, and as the blade leaves this man, just this naked, sandy, kind of strawberry blonde male falls to the ground with very familiar eyes to the baker's wife.
I have a
Freckles
very important
across his
question.
face. Yes.
Is he naked?
Oh, he's very naked as he hits
And
the ground, and
covered in
immediately
pig's
is,
blood.
and he's immediately just like, and is just bewildered at the sea witch, the dragon person, the halfling, and the old lady staring. Also, he remembers this, and he's just like starts backing into the wall because you all just tried to murder him.
Now, don't panic. We were just changing you back. I knew this would work.
I take out my jar.
You are the
Lizzie's
baker's
face.
wife's sister, right? The one who disappeared.
Who the hell are you?
Great question. I'm Sophia. Nice to meet you. Sorry, it's not under better circumstances. Do
Are
you
they
know
still
how
here?
Hmm?
Are they still here?
Oh, the hags? Probably somewhere.
And he just stands up and starts to run for the stairs.
Grabs him.
He is holding his bits, trying to shield himself.
No, I just grab him and just.
You don't want to go out there. Something is happening in the town.
I don't want to be in here. They're fucking butchering us.
Oh.
They're butchering those of you who they've made into pigs.
That's what I assume. They don't want to come back.
But when I inquired about meat pies, nobody said that they had any meat pies. That makes
What
no
do you remember? What
I
did
mean-
they do to you?
I was drunk.
And so you don't remember anything
Yeah.
else?
It's like, and
I was at the pub, and there was this pretty girl, and
Was it Leia?
oh, I read. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It was Leah Grimm.
Yeah, but jacket, blanket. This is really uncomfortable.
Granny hands him her shawl.
Like ties it around his waist.
All right. Where do they usually do you remember seeing them recently, like within the past
Today,
today?
multiple times. It's pretty common.
Did they go
They-
back up this way or further down?
I think they went that way. They took one of us, whoever that poor sot is, and they went down that way. Like
How many?
4 of them.
3
Like-
larger, 1 small.
Yeah. Like maybe 20 minutes ago. I'm not. Time is kind of fuzzy when you're a swine.
Sure. That makes sense to me though. So, right. Well,
Can I go?
just so you know, the entire town is turned into scarecrow, and by the entire town, I mean the buildings in the town have turned into monsters. So, you know, I'm just saying you might want to take your chances here, help your friends out.
yes, you should punch all of them really hard until they turn back.
What if I just let them out?
I mean,
They're
that
still
would
pigs. They're still pigs.
take an hour or two, probably. But they definitely can't butcher them because obviously, as soon as we cut you, you turn back into a human. So.
I
probably
take
what
a
they get
hand
from the
axe
heart.
off of my belt.
Here, you know how to use this.
Okay.
Chop chop.
Get yourself and the pigs out of here. Do not go to the town. You will die there. If you want to release them from their binds as pigs, my friends showed you how that could happen. You may or may not want to after your own experience, but it will make them more useful.
Right, and I suppose we should get cracking.
What
He
I
just
quickly
stares in disbelief for a minute. Like he's kind of, he's been through some stuff.
what I quickly do is I open the pen and I will cast Speak with Animals. Using my primal awareness, so it doesn't cost a spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
And I will attempt to encourage the group of pigs, and they should be able to understand me, to maybe follow this man and trust him. And because of the Irie flavor, this Speak with Animals as an extension of Carrick's telepathy, it is just giving them the impression of that. There's no ability to respond or such, but
Okay. Yeah, they kind of all stop. You have all of their attention. They all stop. And are just like staring, and you see a couple kind of like look over at the nude man and back at you. And you see like one or two start to kind of walk forward and like stopping back. Like they're staying away from you guys because they saw you slice their friend's throat.
so with that going, can I maybe attempt an animal handling check to encourage them to follow him? Not us.
Yeah, that's it. They're looking at him and then like staying
Yeah.
away from you. Like they're kind of veering.
Gotcha.
Like you get the impression at this point that they're like, okay, but you're still standing there and I saw you slice my friend's throat.
Question. So is the entire floor like at the bottom of the staircase cursed, or like is there a way around?
Like, are you talking to the dude or are you just saying that?
Oh, I'm saying that like from what we can observe.
In
The
that
room that we saw.
room, in that room, it's like constant runes. The hallway you're in, nothing.
And
The pig pen is full of it.
Yeah, the pig
Right,
pen
right.
is full of it and it's an isolated room, but then this hallway goes further down and there's more steps downward, but you do see a dim green light coming from further down.
And which way did you say they went down? This hallway where the green light is coming from? Right. Well, I think we can get out of their way, gesturing vaguely at the pigs. Right. And Granny will start edging down the hallway, sort of seeing if everyone will follow and if Carrick wants to get in front again.
Carrick will get in front, but before he does, he'll turn to the man and just say,
I know I said you should not go to the town. But from what I could tell, your sister may be one of the only people there worth saving.
Oh, and yeah, when you say his sister, you can see all of a sudden the gears kick back and there's this realization as he turns and just runs. There is no look back.
and the pigs start to follow.
Oh yeah,
some
they like kind of
them.
look and are watching you guys. Like the last couple are kind of like making their way, like kind of backing away and like then turning and running up the stairs.
Making my way.
Making their way upstairs, running fast. Sorry.
Derek will assume the position.
Okay. You start to go down the hallway. As you get closer, obviously the first to hear it, Carrick, then Kai, then Jules and Sophie. You begin to hear chanting of these, a couple of them familiar, female voices. As you grow closer to the door, there's a faint glow from the doorway. And you continue to get closer. There's this continued chant that pauses briefly, and you hear, "Okay, now, Bella. Embrace your fate. This is your choice. You have to make this decision. Complete the process. Claim your title as Belladonna. Do you continue to get closer?
Yeah.
Oh.
Are we within 30 feet?
You are within 30 feet to the doorway.
Okay, yeah.
It's like a stone
for it.
archway. So you
Yeah.
get to this doorway and you can see through it. But there is this force faintly glowing green in front of you, and all along the edges of the doorway, just based on previous rolls, you see runes. Different shape than the ones previously seen. But if you've studied any form of Arcana ever, you recognize this symbol as evocation. And inside, at the center,
Okay.
we double check and make sure, yes. So at the center of the room, there is this stone altar, and there is blood all over this room. You see jars of bits. You see cauldrons. You see Leah. You see Hemia. And you see a new woman before you. Pale green skin. Blonde hair. But looks at you all with a familiar gaze. And briefly makes eye contact with all of you and winks. And as they wink, this visage of an old female face appears and then disappears. In front of them stands Delphi, hovering over a man bound and resting on this altar. In Delphi's hand is an arrow glowing red. Delphi's hair is now let down. You can now see Hemia. Hair also let down, no longer wearing the wealthy robes as before, but instead green, plant-like thorns coming out like a crown around the top of her head. You see Leah with a similar attire, but these bright white oleander blooms resting in her hair with that same faint green tinge that the other two have. And you now see Delphi with hair down in a similar attire, but you now see, as Delphi has her hair down, you see two thorny branches coming out of the back of her head, coming up and around and crescented forward. And you hear Hemia, "This is your decision. Make the correct call. It's not your fault you had a bad teacher." As she glares over at Leah.
Sophia is gonna shout out, "Delphi, don't do it! Think about your father. Think about your mother. Think about everyone in the town who's getting hurt."
As she's pausing over this man and looking at all of you.
Delphi hears in her head. Because are we within 30 feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're at this doorway. It is exactly.
Yeah,
30
we're not
feet
that
to
far from them, but
Yeah.
we can't pass, is what it
Yep.
is.
When you lose those you love, all you want is vengeance. Do you really want to give those who took your parents from you and took you from your parents what they want? Give them you. Why did you bring us here? if not to help you, if not to stop this.
She stares down at the arrow in her hand back at this man who is conscious and is just sitting there terrified, bound and gagged. You see my bad, not blonde, white-haired woman look back at all of you and is making is locking eyes, especially with Sophia. Takes a deep breath and just simply looks down and then stops making eye contact with all of you. As you can see, just with your basal, that this isn't exactly her forte. Now, claim the title of Belladonna. If Oleander hadn't made such a mess of all of this in the first place, this would have been so simple. And you can see Leah, or Oleander, kind of glaring, but keeping all of this in and looking off to the side as she steps forward and puts her hand on Delphi's shoulder. This choice was always yours.
You know, they kept your father in a basement. You know, they're the ones who made sure that he was murdered, and your mother. Don't trust them.
Hemia steps forward and puts her hand on the other shoulder. You know, if you don't do this, you have to stop playing games. Those
That's
games will be
stupid.
over.
There's so many other games you could play. Don't listen to them.
All of this fun. Oleander, Hemlock is right, you know. We've been waiting for you for a while now. And Delphi turns to look at you all and smiles. I know what I'm gonna do. And she turns to look up at Oleander and jabs her in the gut with this arrow. And Oleander, I just want to tell you guys how much damage he's about to take. $45 points of damage, as this is a special magical arrow. As Oleander folds over onto the altar, and Hemlock grips onto Delphi's shoulder. I'm so proud of you. You've made the right decision. As those thorns come back and weave in to Delphi's hair and into her skull, as you see her skin begin to twinge and change to that same slightly green coloration. Wisteria immediately turns to walk to the other side of the room as you see a door open and Wisteria is walking away.
Is Wisteria Dora?
Yes. And then you see Delphi turn to you all. I don't want to stop playing games. I'm so angry at everything. And they're gonna help me make everything pay.
Who makes them pay?
No one. And she turns and runs to the door after Wisteria. Hemlock turns to you all. Go for it.
I would like to use my wand of binding to cast Hold Person.
On.
Delphi.
Okay.
This is me asking Taryn, not Carrick.
Mm-hmm.
Is Delphi still humanoid?
Nope.
I can do it as hold
Well-
monster. My wand has hold monster and hold person.
So which did you cast?
I would have tried hold person first, I think, unless I would have known that she wasn't, that she was a monster.
So you're okay. Actually, also, a quick question: does Wall of Force stop spells from going through it?
This is a contentious issue. That's been
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It stops things from going through it. There's
Through it.
certain yeah.
It stops
Well,
physical. It says physical.
Yeah. Technically, can you cast something to the other side? I'll double check, but I think depending on you can. As long
Okay.
as it doesn't
That's.
have to.
I mean, it doesn't
go through.
specify in there, so that's just making sure.
Yeah.
So, which one did you go for? Roll. I'll say roll. Go ahead and either roll intelligence, insight, perception, whatever you think, whichever your strongest is. Go and roll it, and see. And I'll tell you how much Kai
14.
takes. Fight 14. You
Insight.
see, yeah, you see physical changes. You're not. You. The problem is you're just not certain if that's still Delphi anymore. It is questionable.
All right, yeah, I would do hold monster then.
Okay.
And yeah,
That's
no,
fine.
you can absolutely cast spells at things on the other side, just nothing can pass through.
It would have been a spell save of or save of 17.
That is a natural 20. I've rolled not with my beautiful monster that I spent 2 weeks making. Sorry. But she does stop as you try to cast this, and she turns to look back at you. Don't you get it? Surely you get it. I saw.
I don't want to be the monster. I want to kill the monster. That's how we're different.
And she kind of looks at you funny. Kind of like gut punch a little bit. As now Belladonna turns to run after Wisteria. Hemlock smiles, sitting at the altar. Leans down to Oleander and grabs her like by the back of the head. All of this could have been avoided if you just listened. It was so simple. Retrieve a child. But here we are. This. And she like points her head up to look back at all of you. I'll leave you to it. He's not coming for you now. As she drops Oleander, who at this point is just sobbing. And Hemlock walks away and closes the door.
Who's not coming for you?
It's none of your business.
That's true. Consider us a friendly ear.
A couple of just silent minutes pass. The wall of force goes down. As she is still sitting there, halved over. There is still the guy just hanging out in the altar, by the way. Just finish it then.
I walk over and cut him loose and just look at him, and in his head he say, "Run."
Oh, you don't have to tell him twice. This dark-headed man, very scruffy, shaven, like just runs.
Well, you could talk to us and prolong the inevitable.
What would be the point?
Clear your conscience.
Was Arlena your friend?
She was.
Then why, in this town of selfish fools, of all people, did you choose her child?
She was already chosen. Not by me.
By who?
Hemlock.
Hmm.
Had I known this would be my fate, I might not have helped at all. As she grows weaker, you see like the beautiful visage just melt away, as now before you is this crone appearing green hag.
I still want to know who he is. Is the whole town going?
He's never betrayed me. I can't do that to him.
Is the whole town going to die?
Not everyone. They're done here. They'll leave. Everything will die. This place wouldn't exist without us.
And Arlena?
My greatest regret.
Then help us help her.
Then you have to finish it. I betrayed my friend. She looks up at all of you.
Do you really think what Arlena wants is your death?
Yes.
What she wanted was her daughter.
She lost her daughter a long time ago.
And whose fault is that?
Not mine. But you have to understand, by the time I arrived, Delphi was already ill. She's not been well. She was cursed from the beginning.
By Hemlock, Hemia?
Yes. Chosen to join the coven. From birth.
Did Hemia have some particular grudge against Arlena?
No. They're just prone to certain abilities. Some people have to study and others are just gifted. Delphi was to be gifted. As her mother was.
So her mother had the same potential, but not used?
It can only be done with child.
And you didn't come that long ago.
Only a few years. I was supposed to just take the child. But I couldn't do that. Then they stepped in.
And rather than try and stop them,
You never go against the coven. She's continuing to bleed out over the altar.
Well, I don't know if we have much time to waste here.
Carrick's going to place one hand on the hilt of his sword and the other on her. And I'm going to spend a cure wounds to stabilize her.
Okay. She stops bleeding out and looks up astonished.
You may not live through this day. I cannot decide for all of us. I've not decided for myself. But if you truly regret what you have done, and there is any chance that your death will bring Arlena any form of peace, I think you have to tell her that yourself.
And I pick her up as she's still wounded and I start walking.
Jules, during all of this, what are you doing?
I was heading towards the door that the hags left through. Yeah.
Okay, so you head towards that.
I didn't stop. I just
the moment you get through.
Yeah, I went through.
So you start dashing and dashing, and eventually you come up to a door and you come through. And it's a hatch. Go ahead and make a strength check for me real quick.
Oh no, not a strength.
It's not a hard DC, I will tell you. It's not a hard one.
Super unfortunate for me. It's 11.
That's okay. I only had it set as a 10 as it's really not that heavy. Literally, there's just a little board across, but I had to mess with you one last time. So you go and you push this hatch door, and there's like a little bit of a catch, and you just shove it over. And you are in the rubble of the Dartu house.
Son of a bitch. Okay.
But as you come up and out and you look over, you can see all of the buildings are collapsed. There is no more movement. As you come up and out, all of the plant life around you is dying. You can see it actively withering.
Shit. And I don't see any sign of the hags, right?
Nope.
I yelled back to the group. I think y'all need to come see this. Yell back into the tunnel, and I just race outside just to have
you hear
eyes
this
everywhere.
echo. But if you just went the other way, I mean, you'll come up.
I wouldn't have left if Jules was gone.
Okay.
I would have picked her up and
just
I think we would have gone the direction of Jules.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you come up and Oleander sees what's before you, it started.
What?
Without our presence, the plant life here is nil. They'll have
so
to
there
move.
is a curse upon these lands?
Only our presence.
Just like a withdrawal or something?
Yes. Without us here, there's next to nothing.
I mean, this village existed before you.
I was not the first here. The Daybell Inn has been in the family for generations.
I see.
Well, they fought to keep it vibrant. It just didn't work.
So you and your coven are not why this land is withering and dying.
No, but our lack of attachment and completion of our task. Yes.
Is there still like a battle going on in the town, or it's just fun?
No, they're all there are like some smaller buildings still standing, and you can see a few people beginning to make their way through. There are some that are kind of half dressed. But still standing at the center of the town is the fountain.
What do we do now?
We move the people. The ones left are good people. That was the one input I got.
You only took the hearts of
Pigs.
And what
I
if
thought it was
good people
catchy.
love the pigs?
Then they're better off without them. You sent half them back anyways. Well, a handful.
So, are the other hags gone?
Yes, I'm sure they've gone far from all here already.
And to no one in general, Sophia's like, is this what you wanted? More muttering at the wind.
No. Only to help. And you'll hear again, just on the breeze, these people are lost. Kai, you hear this. This familiar sound that you've heard before in your dreams. But you hear exactly what is said.
Well, perhaps we need to give these people some direction. The ones who are left.
Well, if they have a knack for fishing, I mean, Carrick, we could lead them back to where we're from.
Were you two from the same place and I just forgot? I thought you literally lived in the ocean.
Not the same
necessarily.
place, these same island, continent.
Okay. Sure.
A land of danger and curse, but there is good people there.
And good fishing. Well, there was.
And
And
Jules,
it is a land that my kind defend.
Jules, you definitely, you look over and you see your aunties holding each other close and looking over the hamlet and like looking back at you.
I mean, I'm gonna help them. Damn.
You see, like,
Did you see that? I was really brave back there. You saw that, right? Yeah. See?
and they both approach you and you get like this big hug.
And I literally hugged the air. But I need it. I need it after tonight. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Eric will actually smile at whatever is going on there.
Granny's just gonna raise an eyebrow and not comment.
Mind your business. Are we gonna help these people or not? And I just
I'm
start
so
walking
open-minded.
down toward. Yeah, I start walking down towards the hamlet.
Is he still here?
Is who still here?
Fizjack.
No, I think we laid him to rest.
Bones are at peace.
Anyway, I thought you came back here to get that lock. And Granny just sort of looks around to see if the chains are where we left them. The chains aren't there, or?
No. I didn't know if you actually managed to. No offense. You just don't strike me as, we're just, let's.
Offense taken. As I'm walking down.
Yeah, it's all right.
I think
You're-
it is time you saw Arlena.
And I will continue to carry her and walk towards the fountain.
Okay. So you make your way back in. You can see some reunions, as there are some half-dressed people reuniting with people that are still coming out of the rubble and moving rubble. There are people that are just collapsed in the street, and as you look at the people that are just collapsed, there is a divot, like a crater in their chest. No flesh exposed, but it's just caved.
No, yeah.
But you do eventually see the baker's wife yet again, and she is just embracing her brother. You don't see any sign of her husband at the moment.
But we still have his heart.
Like I said, but you don't see him at the moment.
I'm going to take out the jar and I'm going to poke it and listen.
Oh,
I think I found him.
I'm going to go over to him.
You don't know where your husband is now, do you?
He's over there. He was helping move some of the rubble off of a house. Somebody get a glass of water. He's passed out again.
I look at it. Look at her. Look at it.
Okay, fine.
And I take it out. I'm not giving her my jar because it has the ashes of a very powerful thing in it. Well, some of the ashes are on the heart.
Okay.
Some of the ashes are in the heart, so he very well may become some kind of powerful monstrosity. I don't know,
blow
but
it off. Blow
Are
it
you
off. Spray the
are you pulling out this heart to hand it to his wife? Because if you are, Sophia is going to stop you.
I am going to try to.
Okay, then
I think it's the right thing to do.
I'm very confused.
Just like trying to shake it off into the jar, like tap it on the jar a little bit.
Yeah, get it all off. I help.
Jules, you run interference. It pushes her towards the wife. No, you come here. You, Leah.
I'm trying to do a nice thing for once.
No, because this is not a nice thing. You think it's a nice thing, but it is not a nice thing you're doing. Oleander, how do you get this heart back in that man? You answer me right now, young lady. I don't care if you're 5 centuries older than me. I don't know. Don't argue with me, young.
I look older than you.
I don't even. You know what? It doesn't even matter. Answer the question. Don't dodge the question.
You don't. Keep it somewhere safe. He'll live a long life.
I can keep it.
No.
You should put it somewhere safe.
It will be safe in the jar. With the ashes from the witch, from the monastery, or the temple, the holy place.
I did hate her. Good job.
Yes, I've got her ashes now.
I see.
You can't have them. They're mine.
I just want to look.
No.
And I put the heart back in the jar and screw the door shut again.
And I keep walking.
Yeah, I assume that you're just walking.
I'm just going to keep carrying Oleander towards, but I will.
Everybody is stopping and staring as you begin to walk through because you're carrying a green hag.
Yeah, but I will to the mind of the brother.
This is a reason to not get drunk off your ass. Take care of those you love while you have them.
You can see, like, as he looks up and around and just reaches for his sister's hand and is just holding it for dear life.
And tell him that we're not the bad guys. Tell him what happened. Tell him to tell everybody what happened.
Yeah, because right now you are getting some suspicious looks. You're carrying a green hag. You guys showed up. Their town fell apart.
And we're about to ask them to come stay with us for a while. Well, not with us, but a place of residence.
So you approach the fountain with Oleander. We'll go ahead and you approach the fountain with Oleander and you set her down.
I'll set her down next to the fountain.
As it is growing into dusk at this point, but it is still kind of drizzling. As you set her down, she just kind of walks over to the fountain and takes a seat. May I have a moment?
Not alone.
Smart ass. I'm so sorry. I haven't come to say hi in a while. There is a faint glow that appears from the fountain behind her, as the visage of Arlena steps out from the fountain. She mutters something under her breath as like this sludgy black tear falls out from the hag's eye. Arlena's hand rests on her shoulder. Leans forward, kisses her on the top of her head, and looks over at all of you. Carrick. Your wife appears, unsummoned, almost stepping from your chest. And as she steps forward, she reaches her hand out, and a smoky, almost embering visage appears holding her hand, just comes into place. As she walks forward, guiding Visjack, and places his hand in hers. As Arlena's hand touches Visjack's, the embers burst off of him, and that smoky, dark visage goes away. Both of them appear to have a much more radiant light about them as the two embrace. They look at you all only briefly as they simply dissipate together. Your wife turns back to you, Carrick. Walks up and simply leans forward and puts her head to your chest. Looks up at you very knowingly as, this is what I was talking about, by the way, in this somewhat sarcastic, I told you, like even in this moment, before dissipating. You all see this. As Oleander withers and falls over.
Into ash?
Oh,
Just no, more like a mummy, like a hag mummy.
God, you cannot carry that with us. You absolutely cannot carry that with
You
us.
have a bag of holding, don't you?
No.
Damn it.
People begin asking you about what they should do. You will have these conversations, and we can speed this part up, but this is people become approaching you, asking you where they should go, what they should do.
Come, little children. I'm just kidding.
After collecting herself, Granny is going to sort of survey the town, and she's going to, it's like she steps off onto a soapbox, but there isn't anything that she's standing on, as she just hovers up into the air and gets sort of higher so that, you know, this petite little woman can tower over everybody. All right, listen up, everybody. First things first, we need to clear the rubble around the town, search for any other survivors you can find. Secondary objective, search for any usable food, any materials that can be used for constructing carts, transportation. We need to get the village organized so that we can find somewhere to stay. As she just sort of
They all begin doing exactly that. And as you finish your tirade speech, the breeze, this is the last one. Then it's your turn.
Where?
On the shore.
To the shore it is.
And yes. So as they begin looking through rubble, they do eventually find the mayor huddled up in a ball, hiding from everybody. Pretty humiliated also as well, but still alive. For now.
Does he still have his leash?
Yeah, when they find him, he still has his leash on.
He was
There's
anticipating.
So, from here, some of these villagers follow you all. Are you leading them to the coast? At least for a new start.
Yes.
Okay. So, some of these villagers, as you take this trek back north and up west towards the coastline, which is the closest coastline to where you are, there are some stragglers. There's a couple that stop off in nearby hills and decide to take up root here in the small hamlets that are sprouting up because this is familiar to them. But there are so many of them, however, that find the intrigue of adventure and a new start somewhere entirely different after everything they've been through. You somewhat find a new calling in this. Kai, you've perhaps found help that you've desperately needed. Carrick, you've found a point to this. Maybe there's somebody you can help that not everybody can see, but you can. These aren't the only ones lost. Jules, like it or not, you're slowly finding that courage within yourself and some family approval, which isn't always too bad to have. But you're getting a sense of adventure, and you are hella confident. And Sophia, as you reach this coastline, that's it. This life is yours. He'll be waiting when you're ready to rest.
Well, it's about time. You didn't leave me much of it, did you?
Oh, Granny.
But as you hit this coastline, you've not been to this particular region yet. This is a coastline, but this particular village that you hit, you've not been to. As you enter into this village, there is an elderly gentleman sitting up on a widow's walk in a chair. You can see there are wheels attached to this chair as he stares out over the ocean. As you grow closer into the village, his eyes meet yours. Yeah. And they look familiar.
No. No.
There is frantic wheeling atop the widow's walk, trying to come down. And then some very loud thudding from inside of a building. Yeah.
You even get up the stairs.
Oh, it's not stairs.
Oh.
That's just Tim tumbling.
Oh no.
Yes. You just see Sophia take off.
What the hell?
Does it,
Granny?
dead. I saw
Maybe she had to go to the facilities.
The old lady's room?
Yes.
Yeah, and this house is not locked. This kind of...
I like start to go to knock and then I just like shake my head and open the door.
And at the bottom of like this, like, it's almost like this, it's like a railway made for a chair that's supposed to link on. You can see that this chair like missed it and just went all the way down. And would you like to describe this elderly gentleman who is missing both legs, but looks up at you, now kind of bruised?
So what we see is a rather, well, this will sound in poor taste, but a shorter gentleman.
Yes.
But honestly, something of a height with Sophia, if they had legs. And they're sort of, I mean, obviously very old now, like weathered face, probably still has like a good amount of hair, but snow white, long, sort of almost, no beard, just like a totally clean face. And inside, the thing that really she recognized was these like clear blue eyes. And as Sophia like hobbles through the door, she just stares at this man lying on the floor, and I cannot believe that the wind has kept us apart for 40 years. I saw you die. You're silenced. I didn't cast silence on you. Did you lose your voice too?
Wouldn't have me.
What?
Kind of like looks back because they're on their face. Couldn't do anything to give you a better life.
You idiot.
So outside of this house, all you hear is, "You idiot."
Do
Do you think she needs help?
No.
No.
And I go over to the person on the floor and like help them sit up. 40 years. I've thought you've been dead for 40 years.
And they just embrace you and just start sobbing. And all you can hear under like a whispered breath, as close to your chest as they can manage, is, "I thought you would be better without me."
I did this all for you, you stupid.
You saved all those people?
I mean, what?
I was always kind of an idiot, huh?
My favorite idiot. But I'm still mad at you.
But you can spend the next 40 years being really mad at me if you want.
Oh, you think we're gonna go to 120, do you? It's very optimistic.
Oh, I do. You're too fucking stubborn. He like sits himself up.
Carrick! Can you, I think,
Falls behind.
Yeah. You start to see at the rest of the party creeping in, like, on the scene.
How can I be of service?
This foolish man
Did he
fell down
assault you?
No, he fell down the stairs, and probably could use a little bit of healing touch if you could be so kind.
There's just like this bruise just starting to swell.
Damn, Granny.
I help pick him up, place my taloned hand on his face. Just hold on a moment. And I cast Cure Wounds on him, other hand on my sword. Held.
Your friends are a lot cooler than mine.
Well, if you hadn't decided to pretend you were dead for 40 years, you could have cool friends too. This is going to be sticking point. Everybody, this is. And are you still my husband? I don't know. You faked to death.
I would like to think that I am, if you'll.
The scandal!
I thought he was dead.
I was very firmly under that impression myself.
It's a very long story. I would. Will you? Like, holds his hand out. That same stupid, crooked grin.
Oh, you know I can't say no to you. Why do you think I followed you? Made a pact with the genie?
You've had a much more eventful life than I have.
So
She
romantic.
just lightly slaps him upside the head. But then quickly clings to their side. This is my husband.
Just takes your hand.
I am very happy for you both.
So, as you begin to unwind in this home, and at least in a place of rest, we'll go around real quick. Where do your characters go from here? And we are going to go ahead and put Jules right on the spot.
Ah, come on.
Unless somebody else wants to.
Tradition.
Unless somebody else wants to go first, we will just go around. I will allow others to go first if they would like, and just say where you think your character goes in for the next bit, because I can't promise this is goodbye for these characters.
Okay, guys, fine. I'll just do it. I think Jules would probably follow Carrick. If he keeps adventuring, because I feel like his job's very important with laying spirits to rest, and I'm no longer running away from all things haunted and scary and having to deal with the supernatural. So I help him, and hopefully Kai comes with us because she's a hoot. But yeah, I think that's what Jules does.
Okay. Then we'll do Carrick.
Well, I think that's a question. I feel like Kai might have something that they need help with. So,
Do you want to start it out, Kai? What you would ask of the...
Yeah, so as a second thought, and seeing that, Granny Sophia, she's got, her husband here, and it looks like this guy's been established here for quite some time. This place looks like a safe place. I might suggest that the people that we brought stay here instead of taking them back to the place where they could all die.
Yeah. We come from a rough part of town.
So I said that we knew a place, but really it was a place that we hopefully would find along the way. So here it is. I would still be on the search for finding some powerful allies, which I was kind of hoping it was going to be the hags, and I might still try to hunt them down, but some powerful allies to help me take down this horrible being in the sea that killed most of my people and our flotilla and possibly my family. I don't know.
I will tell you. You kept the mummy. I'm just going to assume you kept it.
No, I totally did. When people weren't looking, I was like,
well, I wanted to tell you this because I was hoping you would bring that up. Every so often, from deep in the chest, you hear thump. But just ever so often.
Keeping that in a safe spot, just in case I need it for later.
And you still have your jar of dirt with a heart in it, so.
And the ashes of a holy woman.
Yes. Okay.
But if Kai asks Carrick to help with that,
I would say, hey, I would tell you the truth about what I was needing. And yeah, tell you that everybody was pretty much killed, and there's this big monstrosity in the ocean that wiped out most, and we are not an easy people to defeat. It wiped out most of our flotilla, and yeah, it was bad.
Level 21
at which point
shot?
Carrick,
What?
Carrick informs you that
Perhaps you have not heard of another part of Tiragna, the Ramoth clan of Dragonborn.
and will inform you that his last name Nor is a specific variant of this clan of Amethyst Dragonborn, who their whole job is fighting back the things that pour out of the Shadowfell all over Tiragna.
Are we gonna join forces?
That he did with his wife for years was fight back the things that try and get into Ecrium through the thin veil that is the continent of Tiragna. And while he left his clan, that is still who he was and who he is with her.
So,
One shot, Logan.
yes, I will help you if I can.
Yes.
Even though she carries around a mummified green hag.
I hit it. I might tell you about it later.
And
I have a feeling Jules would definitely find it sometime, because Jules likes to
Jules
sneak around things. Jules would find it one day and I'd be like, I was going to tell
What
you.
is this? What is this?
Just
it's like in the closet, so you open the closet and it's just like
And Carrick has known it's there the whole time and is just
Damn it.
freaking like,
Damn it, Kai.
just
So what is Sophia doing?
Sophia, having found her long lost love quite unexpectedly and very angry at this genie for apparently knowing about this the whole time and just being like, nah, you're mine now, you're gonna just...
Yeah, genies are assholes.
Yeah. She is not going to wander away. As she is ready to rest, and she is going to stay and take care of her husband.
Well, and you will find out that they have been running kind of a very early, as the timing of this has been fidgeting and messing with very early forms of tinkering. As you can see with the wheelchair and the spiral railway, lots of like little toy locomotive type things, like trying to make a train. Like he pours water in, lights a candle, and the little train moves. It's been toying with a lot of that, mostly making children's toys at this point. But you can see, like, as he's been sitting mostly sedentary, that's how they've been spending their time. And they've made kind of a life of it. You can see in some of the toys, there's like a little train set up somewhat like this little village, and he's made. And of course, sitting at the edge of one of the cliffs is a very crudely painted, because he's not an artistic person. You can tell based on hair color and dress color that it's you, but it's like, it's like a meeple. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's not the best. His attempt, like, you can see as you start to work and spend time with him that needs help. It's not the best.
So, yeah.
I'd say before we moved on to help Kai and such, we would do a little to help the people get settled.
Maybe give him some pointers on wood carving.
Yeah, wood
Sure.
carving.
Yeah, wood
'cause it's
carving
not great.
specifically. There's tinkering, no, but wood carving I can help with, and I guess I don't want to speak for anyone else, but Carrick would be happy to the elderly couple be the I will pick up and move things for you as you get this place set up for yourself. And then I would say the nights that we look out on the coast, often you will just see Carrick and you will see Lashana beside him. And that's how he will close most nights until we go on to our next adventure.
Well,
And
and I
the
would,
mayor is absolutely not allowed to hold any kind of office whatsoever, ever.
oh no, I'll go ahead and give the mayor ends up completely publicly shamed and becomes like this like wandering hermit, all alone and very thin. So
Oh.
yeah, well,
I resist the
asshole.
urge to rip out his tongue.
Yeah. And I would say probably with this group too is like as you continue on to go on adventure, every time you come through, you're probably stopping and seeing Sophia and seeing the betterment of the paint jobs, knowing that there's no way he did it. They're far too immaculate. But progressing through and over time taking on these goals together and building up towards saving Kai's people. So, for the culmination of Delphi's story, we flash forward a couple hundred years or so. And now Belladonna, a full adult woman, tinged green skin, black hair wound up in almost a bird's nest of a mess of vines, walking through a very deep, dark forest, leading a small child with a gray cloak over through the woods. And that is the story of how I joined our ranks. And that is why you can never betray us. Because you mean nothing without us. As she turns to look at this small child looking up at her. But you have an important purpose and we can be so good. But right now you're weak. So we play these games. And this one is one of my favorites. Did you gather all of the flowers I asked you to? As she looks down, the little girl. Yes? Good. As her visage shifts into this wolf-like, awful form. You have until the count of 3. And I suggest you meet me back to the cottage. As the little girl turns to run, the cloak flies back, and it is, of course, bright pink hair and antenna running from this almost somewhere between a werewolf and a just massive dire wolf chasing after her back through the woods. So yes, Belladonna never gives up the games. But that is where we end tonight's session. I have very strong hopes to, at some point, run a one-shot or something with these characters. I love them, but also I would love to see Kai's story come to fruition and see if we can make Jules more hesitant again. But yes.
Well, I mean, we don't know how Jules feels about water, so this could get
Holding
real
your
dicey
breath.
real quick.
What about spooky water?
Oh,
Very
she's very
Lots of
familiar with that.
tentacles.
Lots of tentacles.
Lots of tentacles. Not those kind of tentacles, but
I mean, you never know.
Well, So that's where we're going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much. I hope you all enjoyed any Easter eggs, ties-ins. I did this because, one, I really wanted to play with these people. I love these NPCs that I'd written elsewhere and really wanted to expand upon why they are what they are, because I love Belladonna a whole lot. Belladonna's a really fun, freaky character. I love the three of them in general. They're great. Super dark, awesome, and I love them. So I had to jump on that opportunity, and I got some of my favorite people to come play with me. And speaking of those favorite people, please tell me who you are, where can we find you, what are you doing right now, because you're fucking awesome, and people should and would want to watch more of you. So yes, I'm throwing you under the bus again. Shelby, it's you first.
Oh, you used to it. Okay, you guys, it is Shelby, aka Wish Warlock. Hopefully not for the last time, because I love this place. Oh my god, I love y'all. Tomorrow morning, please come over to the Initiative Order Twitch channel for Conan, the Blade-Stained Crimson. We're back at it, folks. Tune in. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be super excited. Logan's way too excited, so I'm a little scared. Nope, not scared. A little hesitant, just hesitant. You can also be with my podcast with my friend Haley Schumacher, as we will be dropping hopefully next week another podcast or another episode for Whiskey Reacts. Hopefully time gets away. It's crazy, but yes. So please just watch our social medias and you'll see new stuff coming up soon. Love it. Yeah. That's me.
Awesome. Daniel?
Okay, I mean, I feel like doing my shill thing is kind of hard after our emotional release and storytelling, but all the same, I'll try and do it. For those who don't know me, my name is Daniel Lieberman. I'm known by many simply as Dragon, and I am one half of Dragon Rock RPG Design, where alongside my writing and design partner, Renee Beauregard, who viewers of this channel know as the one and only Perrin Hopesinger Halfling Bard, playing alongside Taryn and Lizzie in the Ekram expeditions. Renee and I create supplemental material to be used in games of D&D 5e. This includes new subclasses, races, monsters, and pretty much anything else you might want. You can follow us at Dragon Rock RPG Design on Instagram and at Dragon Rock RPG on Twitter and Facebook. That is rock spelled R-O-C, like the giant mythical bird. There is no K. It is not spelled like the Shard of Stone, or as Taryn likes to point out, Dwayne Johnson. We have several supplements mostly focused on subclasses available on DM's Guild. Our Ranger subclasses, our Archaeologists, our Lightkeeper, our Weave Guardian are the subclasses there. We also have Warlock subclasses, Barbarian subclasses, our Icons of Horror, which is 5 different subclasses, all based on different horror villains from cinema. So spooky time of year, that might be something you're interested in. They're all free, pay what you want documents. So please download them. If you want to throw us a few bucks, we appreciate it. But more than anything else, give us a rating and review, because we want to know what you like and what you'd like to see more of from us. We have more stuff coming in that vein. We're hoping to get our druids out in the not too distant future. We've finished play tests on them, so it's all about putting together the final package. Direct links to all of our DM's Guild releases are on the link tree on all of our socials. And lastly, in addition to all of our own designs, we love collaborating with other members of the community, either as consultants or collaborating designers, helping them create their own things. I often work with Logan, the innkeeper here at the Red Hare Inn, probably do some more homebrew streams in the not too distant future. Among other things, Eden, who you met there, Taryn's sweet cinnamon roll, is a druid subclass that Renee and I made alongside Logan and Taryn to make that character everything Taryn wanted, and it's a fun one. And we also create things by commission, so please do look us up. We love doing things here at the Red Hare Inn and at the Initiative Order, where we're also friends with a lot of people there and a few other places around. It has been an absolute pleasure playing with all of you. This has been so much fun.
Alrighty, Lizzie.
Hey, I'm Lizzie Donahue. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the LizzieLD. It has been really awesome being here. As Daniel mentioned, you can find me here on alternating Tuesdays as part of the Ekriom expeditions playing Orchid, my lovable doofus orc, half orc, an orc kid, you could say. And yeah, follow me on social media to see where else I might pop up.
I promise someday I'll stop making you cry on stream.
No, it's great. I love crying.
Yeah,
you know exactly what you were doing.
I did it. Not that much. I like April.
Yeah, I'm April Hill. You can find me at stiletto_assassin on Instagram and stiletto DM on Twitter. And yeah, I enjoyed this game a lot. And I'm gonna miss painting my body every other Friday. But we do have the finale of Vault 95 coming up Monday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific on the initiative order. It's the wrap up of the adventure Once Upon a Time in the Wasteland. That's the starter set adventure for the 2D20 game by Modifius. So yeah, stop by, check it out. We will be doing dice giveaways, a dice tray giveaway, PDF giveaways, lots of giveaways for the finale. So
and then sad. Yeah.
Yes. 2 finales in like just a handful of days. I can't handle it. I'm so sad.
And I've been Taryn, also known as Valrook across the socials, generally a creative human, TTRPG player, and GM, Eldritch Entity, and Dice Maker under the moniker of Umbraloculus Dice. That's _dice on the Instagram. You can catch me here alternating Tuesdays at the Red Hare Inn, where I do play Eden, that poor little baby that was being chased by the awesome kick-ass Belladonna. She doesn't have issues. It's fine. But she's a cinnamon roll. Alternating Tuesdays are the Ikram expeditions, and then Monday I've got Vault. I have other stuff in the works. I'm working on my own TTRPG. I've got plans for future things. Me and Logan are always collabing. I really absolutely freaking loved finally getting to GM some of you, because I've not gotten to do that before. We've shared a table, other things, and I've really excited that I kind of got my first pick of people, which made me just really happy. And I'm so happy that we got to share this story. And I love your characters. I love you guys. I like the Red Hare Inn. It's cool. But yeah, I very much
hail the Eldritch Queen.
Oh yeah, thank you. I very much look forward to possibly sharing the table with you all again. Of course, April, I will be sharing the table with you very soon. And yes, Lizzie also very soon. So, but yes. So tune in, check us out. Tonight, I believe we are going to try to raid. Let me make sure stream is up.
Yep, DB is up.
We're going to stream our very own discount bard, Eddie, over on his channel. He's streaming spoopy shit, and I love it. If you like watching people get jump scared, then it's like the perfect stream ever. And please do go in.
Eddie's squeals are pretty delightful.
Yeah, once you get enough channel points, please do the jump scares and stuff, because it makes my day. And I love Eddie. So, but yeah, so we're gonna raid over to Discount Bard. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you dig what we're doing here at the Red Hare Inn, join our Discord, come hang out. We have really cool things that we're working on, both in chat, RP, all the things. Do the stuff. Join the things. Come hang out. Grab a pint. And we'll see you next time.